What's up, people?
What's up?
Hello.
How's life in Vegas?
Um, so I'm just leaving now, so it will be quiet very soon. But I just went to a pool party, and I'm on my third White Claw, and I haven't drank like in 6 months. So yeah.
So
So life
you're gonna be like Captain Picard on Sunday.
Oh my God, I am Paxton fucking Picard. What are you talking about? That
so
is
life in
me.
Vegas sounds fun.
It's great. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. It's been a blast.
Yeah, you don't have Sweetie. You don't live next to Sweetie anymore, though.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
That is true. It's much slower paced.
Have you been to Fremont Street yet?
Oh my God, no. Like I just need to chill out. It's I don't like moving,
hmm Did you?
and it's just been very stressful.
Speaking of Vegas, did you hear Biniyam is a Vegas Uber driver? Hello.
It's
Yo,
amazing.
yo, yo, yo. Well,
True. So were you surprised that Biniyam is doing Uber?
No, not at all. Well, maybe a little bit that he actually got approved. And I'm saying that because I had some friends in the entertainment industry, and like they were looking just like for any job, like even Uber Eats, and they were all waitlisted. So maybe it's different in Vegas. I don't know.
There was a wait list in Cali.
Yeah, there was a major wait list
Mhm.
for DoorDash, Uber Eats, Uber, like yeah.
I didn't
I
realize it
mean,
was that serious.
I'm not surprised. What I think we found out that Asuelu was a Uber driver. Didn't we find that out like a couple of years ago? And I was a
Mhm.
little surprised by that because I wouldn't trust him like behind the
Mhm.
wheel of a moving vehicle. But I don't know. I've never seen Biniyam drive, so I was a little surprised by it. I was trying to picture him behind the wheel of a car, and I couldn't. So I didn't know how I felt about it. But I'm not super surprised because this a lot of cast members.
Go ahead, George. What were you saying?
Oh well, I mean, a lot of cast members have done it, so I wasn't really surprised. But I didn't see him as a fit for it. Like I kind of saw Asuelo as that because wasn't he like passing out free samples of yogurt in the mall? So like it
Mhm.
wasn't too far off for me that Asuelo would be driving for Uber.
Yeah, Costco.
Yeah, like it just seemed out of character for Biniyam. I know that him and Ariella are in an ongoing competition of who can stay unemployed the longest. So it kind of
Mhm.
looks like Ariella won, right? Because Biniyam has actually given in and gotten a job. So I'm gonna go ahead and say Ariella won the competition.
So I got a question. So do you feel safer in an Uber with Brian or with Asuelu driving?
Oh man, that's hard. Probably Brian, only because Asuelo, I remember when we were watching their diaries, I believe he got into like a super bad accident or
Mhm.
whatever. That was, don't quote me, allegedly his fault. So I'm going to go ahead and say Brian. I'm going to say Brian only because of
Mhm.
what I know. Only because of what I know.
Oh, and then a quick fun fact.
Well, at least you know he's not going to try to fuck you afterwards.
That's true. That's true. I am definitely not the type of person that he's looking for.
Your penis has saved you once again.
I am.
Speaking of fucking you after like a Uber ride, here's like
Uh huh.
here's a nugget of info I didn't report on yet, which was publicly. But so anyway, the person that DM'd me that said they got the Uber ride from a Swelu, I mean not from Biniam last night in Vegas. They said that they were with their girlfriend, and then it was like two women. So anyway, and then Biniam got the girl, basically the friend of the chick's phone number. So Benny got the one of the girls' phone number. So he's
Mm.
like on the prowl, I guess.
Okay, that makes more
Mm.
sense. So he's probably. Okay, so for me, he's more so doing this for the women, that
Mhm.
makes a little more sense to me, because I didn't see him. Like I said, I don't
Well,
see him.
also you can make bank doing Uber for Las Vegas. I mean, it's tourism 24 fucking 7.
True.
You know
So
what? That's true. That's true, because you're always
you know,
gonna.
so it could be like yeah, it's a city who never fucking sleeps.
Yeah, you're right. It's a very lucrative.
Wait, that's New York.
Well, right. If you're driving in a city where everyone's drunk and everyone needs a ride, you're right.
Hmm.
Yeah,
You're gonna be
exactly.
making a lot of money.
You're gonna be making bank.
I don't know. I just felt like Biniyam was, in my opinion, was the type of guy who didn't think he had to work because he thinks he's too attractive for that. That's just my opinion.
Right.
That's just how I read him. I always read him as he's never going to get a job because he thinks he's so attractive that work is below him. Because he told Ariella before, he was like, I don't really want to work. I just want to be a dancer, or I just want to be an MMA fighter. Anything that he could do that wouldn't produce an income was his life goal. Like, and I was, we've already had the MMA fighter conversation, haven't we? That's not a
Mhm.
job.
But I feel like Rob the Knob falls under that category you just described as well.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, yeah.
actually, yes, 130,000%. Rob had made a million excuses as to why he couldn't get a job when Sophie came and he brought her back to the Roach Motel, and it was this one room, and we found out later that it used to be the kitchen to a restaurant. I think that I read
Mhm.
on Reddit, like that was like a restaurant, and they converted the restaurant into apartments, which is the weirdest thing. But apparently in LA, that's not weird. So that's why there was no like bathroom, because his apartment was like the kitchen to like a restaurant, and then I guess the other apartment was like where you would sit down and eat, where the bar would be. So
Mhm.
yeah, Rob definitely came up with a billion excuses. Then and he had 2 straight years to get ready for Sophie to get here, and he never got a job. But that's a whole nother conversation, because y'all know I am not Team Sophie by any means. So I don't even want to get into that, because I hate to even make it seem like she's right.
Mhm. Sure. Should we go to Last Resort 2 trailer talk?
Yeah, yeah. So the Last Resort trailer,
Yeah, let's do
it
it.
came out 2 days ago. I was actually surprised, and then I did the math in my head. It's 6 weeks out. I was like, holy crap.
Mhm.
I didn't even realize that we were that close. So it came out, and was anybody surprised with Josh and Natalie? Because for some reason in the back of my mind, I forgot they were going to be on the show. So when I saw them in the trailer, it caught me off guard, and I was like, holy shit, Josh and Natalie are on here. I didn't realize that.
I mean, I wasn't surprised since it kind of that leaked previously. But it's definitely like just crowbarred in just for being on the show.
Yeah, I wasn't excited about it, so I felt like I knew, but I forgot or I didn't care. And then when I
Hmm.
physically saw them, I was like, "Oh shit, Josh and Natalie are on here. Is that necessary?" Because I felt like they ended their relationship on the last season, single life tell all. I feel like that was
Yeah.
basically the end. So I didn't really understand why we need to watch them end it again on the last
Mhm.
resort. So I was just like, that's gonna be a lot of time for me to go, refill my drink,
Yeah, like no one's looking for Josh, and then though I will say, like I feel like the reason they brought well, the reason they brought Josh is because they brought Natalie, and the reason they brought Natalie is because I will say, she elicits a lot of response online. Like everyone's like, eh,
Yeah, she's a fucking crazy
yeah.
bitch.
I mean, yeah, she gets a lot of attention, negative attention at that, but attention is attention, right?
It's like there's no such thing as bad press.
Right. We're
Yes.
gonna talk about her. People are gonna tweet about her because people just can't stand the sight of her. So, and
Eyeglass stores are gonna make money off her.
yeah, I'm tired of her. Like honestly, I'm very tired of her, and I'm tired of her craziness. But if maybe this will be our last time experiencing her on the show. I
Mhm.
really hope so, because I feel like the well has run dry. Like we've been using. She used Josh. She used Mike. She just keeps inserting herself back into the show, and everybody's like, "How much longer do we have to tolerate this person?" Oh, and apparently she's filming a movie, so I'm kind of hoping that we get a little insight on what she's doing on the show, because I
Mhm.
want to see this movie. I want to watch the cringe of this movie that she's filming. Y'all saw that, right?
Oh God, I'm not drunk enough to like have a. response, but yeah.
I'm just gonna be I didn't really see the movie thing you're talking about, but as far as the fight with Jasmine, I'm gonna be annoyed if that's like on the last episode or second to last episode or something.
Oh my god, I know.
Well, yeah, I will be annoyed because,
You know it is. You fucking know it is.
or if it's not even as serious. Like Jasmine said, she threw a glass at her,
Mm,
and we didn't see the glass fly towards anyone, so it could have just been she was storming off, and as she was storming off, she dropped her glass next to Jasmine's foot. You never know how they're gonna play these things on the show, but I would love to see Jasmine and Natalie go at it again. No violence being condoned in any way, but if it already was filmed, I can't stop it. So I would
mhm.
just love to see a nice little cat fight between the two of them, because I feel like we earned that. I feel like we've earned that after all the years and seasons with both of them. We've earned this.
Yeah, and then I guess the other interesting part of the trailer was Julia supposedly cheated on Brandon, but my summation,
I'm
my feeling on
shocked.
that is it's probably like at the most like an emotional affair.
Man, I don't follow them closely, but I never saw them as people who had issues. Like, we all watched their diaries, the last season of Diaries, where she supposedly was trying to get a job as like a dancer, basically
Hmm.
a stripper, behind his back. And we saw that they were having issues with the new house, and everything seemed very produced. Like, I didn't
Hmm.
see any real issues. So I don't know. It would be hard for me to believe that Julia cheated on him. I mean, physically, probably, but like emotionally, the whole thing is hard for me to buy. Like, I would need to see the guy, and he would need to be there, and he would need to verify it on the show in order for me to believe it. Like, I need a little more proof.
Wait, but you said physically yes and not emotionally, so you think she more likely physically cheated than emotionally cheated?
Yeah, I think that she needed to get banged out real good, and I don't think Brandon's banging her out really good. I don't think, like, for instance, if she really was getting a job where she was dancing basically naked for guys, she probably met somebody and he banged her out real good. I don't think that she had a relationship outside of her marriage. I don't see that, but I do think that she probably banged somebody, like, easily. I could see that.
And then so do you think Brandon is like the cuck type where you could cheat on him and he's not going anywhere?
Well, yeah. Did you see how he said in the preview? He was like, "Did you know that she cheated on me?" Like, he basically said she cheated, and they just kept going. There was
Hmm.
no pushback. There was no breakup. There was no separation. He just basically was like, "Okay, you cheated on me. You shouldn't do that."
Okay.
I don't think. Okay, so you know how in a relationship there's like certain women you can't cheat on. If you cheat on her, she'll literally pack up her shit and leave you.
Hmm.
I feel like Brandon is the type where if she cheated on him, he wouldn't kick her out and he wouldn't move out. He would just cry, if that makes
Hmm.
sense. Like, he would sit in the corner and feel bad for himself and then blame himself and then tell her it's okay. Like, I feel like he's one of those.
Because his logic would be I can't get another woman as hot as her or something.
Um, I mean, close to that. Like, I feel like, but I also feel like he's in love with her probably more than she's in love with him. You know
Hmm.
how there's like imbalanced relationships? You know how there's like a guy and he'll meet a woman? Okay, we've seen a lot of this on the show, actually. There'll be a woman who is bringing a guy over from overseas. She's super, 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 super in love with this guy. And the guy's just kind of like, if I can get a green card out of this is fine. I feel like it's just, he's way more into her than she's into him. So I
Hmm.
feel like if the idea of him leaving her isn't an option, he
Hmm.
might cry about it or he might bring it up on the show, but they're going to still be together.
Okay. I mean that's a fair take, but my take or my guess would be it was just like an emotional affair that she didn't actually have sex with another guy, but that's my guess.
I mean, you could be right. You could be right because Julia is very, very close with his mom, with Brandon's
Hmm.
mom, Betty. It would be a betrayal, not just on Brandon, but on his parents as well. Like, they're all very close. So for her to go and sleep with somebody else, she would be betraying like the whole family. So
Hmm.
I see what you mean too, and it's very possible that because she did complain a lot that Brandon worked all the time and she never had anyone to talk to. So it could have been she was just, like you said, confiding in a guy, talking
Hmm.
to, maybe going out, maybe going to dinner because she didn't want to eat by herself. type
Yeah.
situation, and that still would be cheating. Emotional cheating is just as bad as physical, so it could be that too.
I think it's worse than physical, to be
I mean,
honest.
I agree, Coco, because banging somebody, you could totally bang someone and then never call them again.
And not have any feelings for
Yeah,
them or anything. But when you're having an emotional like affair, you're talking about emotions and trust and
yeah,
like I mean it's an oxymoron, but you're talking about like like heart to heart talks. Like you're not just like sexting them, you're like talking about emotional
yeah.
things. And I think that is more of a betrayal
Mhm.
than just fucking someone.
Yeah, you're right. Because I know people that fucked someone last week.
I know I'm
Yeah,
right.
I know people that fucked someone last week and they couldn't even tell me their name, let alone how to get a hold of them. So you're right. It's way worse because that bond and that relationship, though there's emotions involved, and you don't want to build an emotional connection with someone when you're married because that's very very questionable. Because I feel physical is one thing, but like you said, emotional that can end your relationship because the trust is gone.
Well, I think the trust is already going when you decide to fuck someone else, but
Yeah.
I think I think it's I think it's more it's like an in-depth
Yeah.
betrayal.
You're right. You're right. It's like taking somebody on a trip. Like you're building
Yeah.
memories. You're building a bond. That's way worse.
Yeah, and you're probably telling them like your secrets and and it's a lot. Yeah.
And then if it was an emotional situation, they were bashing you to this other person, and I think that's where the betrayal. Yep.
Mhm.
Exactly.
That's where the betrayal comes in because now this other person knows all the negative aspects of you and your relationship, and that's where the betrayal sets in, and that's worse than them just banging because now there's another person in the world who thinks you suck, who doesn't even know you. So like that's where it
Yeah.
gets worse.
Mm.
I agree.
It's- I feel you. So, what's the deal with this after show of The Last Resort 2?
Yeah, I saw that. It's called Between the Sheets, right? And yeah,
Ooh.
I know, kind of spicy. And it's just like behind the scenes, but it's also like scenes with the doctors, the psychiatrists, the therapists kind of giving like
Uh-huh.
behind the scenes. I guess it's like pillow talk, but like more like professional like medical advice type situation, like they're giving their opinions. I want to say they did something like this for The Last Resort last season, but it was a podcast. Do y'all remember
Yeah.
that? It was a podcast that you could listen to.
Yeah.
So they're taking it a step further this season with a physical show, because I
Mhm.
remember the podcast. I didn't actually listen to it, I should have, but it was the doctors and the therapists from last season, and they kind of
Mhm.
broke down each of the situations that they were going through on the show.
Were you, sorry to interrupt you, but were you surprised that they brought in new therapists versus the ones they had before?
No, the ones before were not that great.
Oh.
And I think they said this season they wanted to do a more, what did they call it?
Un,
Untraditional, like
unorthodox or something?
unorthodox, right? Unorthodox. So I feel like when you're gonna go from orthodox to unorthodox, it would make a lot of sense to change your doctor. Because if you're not known for doing unorthodox procedures, then you would need to go for someone who does. So, and I'm curious to know what they mean by unorthodox. What type of shit did they mean? Because season one they were doing like weird, like physical challenges and stuff. So I mean, what do they mean by unorthodox? Is it gonna get weirder? Is it gonna be raunchier? Like I wonder where the direction is that we're going.
But weren't they doing like sex toy exercises in the first season?
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty unorthodox. Like if we want to get unorthodox, it started out unorthodox. So now that they're claiming it's gonna be more unorthodox, I'm just curious. How raunchy are we getting?
Well, I think they just brought in a new batch of like sham counselors because basically the first batch were laughably bad and the audience like made fun of them a lot.
Well, yeah, the doctors. I questioned a lot if they were doctors. I was just like,
Mhm.
this is how you're going to help people. And again, I'm
Mhm.
not a doctor, but I feel like they weren't really trying to help people in the first season. It was just basically rehashing stuff so people would fight, which is fine. I'm good for that. But if you want to claim that you're a doctor and you're helping people, you should be able to improve people's relationship situations.
Yeah, I mean, well, the first, I'm not trying to like shit on the first season's mental health professionals, but yeah, it seems like there were a bunch of like counselors and And yeah, it's like think about it this way. It's like it's a TV show and you like to think a TV show has a budget. And it's like if they really wanted to be serious about it and it wasn't just like a goof for a reality TV show, a trash reality TV show, if they want to be serious, they'd bring in like psychiatrists and like heavy-handed people, not just some shitty mental health counselor.
Well, yeah, I agree. There's plenty of well-known doctors and therapists that are used on TV a lot that are more into the serious side of helping people. I've
Mhm.
watched a lot of therapy shows where they actually do get down to the nitty-gritty and work on people's issues. And I don't feel like that they did that last season. They just brought up the issues and then let everybody fight. That's all they really did.
Yeah, no. I mean, for anyone that watches Last Resort and expects like professional mental health, like professionalism and from the mental health people there, like you can't look at it as like you can't take it serious. It's like a joke.
Well, yeah, the whole show is it's the 90 Day franchise. It's not a lot of stuff you can really take serious in it. This is like the most serious spinoff that we've gotten though from 90 Day, like adding in the therapy
Hmm.
aspect. So, but yeah, it's basically just a joke. They bring people like Rob and Sophie on who we know can't stand each other, right? And then they're gonna
Yeah.
try to make us believe that they're working on their issues. That's not even a thing. Sophie didn't want to be with him the moment she got here, so there's nothing to work on.
Yeah, and like though the per, you know the professional counselor people, they'll just do whatever the producers tell them to. So
Well, yeah, they're on the payroll. They're gonna produce whatever subject matter and narrative the producers ask them to produce. They're on the payroll.
basically, yeah, it's not like they're co-executive producers where they have a say of what happens.
Oh no, no, not at all. They signed on to make an appearance on the show just like the cast. Yeah, they're
Mm,
they're not producing, they're not directing. They're just playing a role. And
yeah.
the producers are gonna tell them what to do, what to say, and how to act, and we're gonna pretend like it's natural, right? That's what we're gonna do,
Yeah, we're gonna pretend like we're helping these people
right?
when really we're just accentuating their train wreck relationships and adding a little fuel to the fire.
Well, I was watching the trailer and I saw Stacy and Florian, and she was like, "Oh, I don't trust you. You've changed," and it gave me such a deja vu. I don't know if you guys watched the last season of Darcy and Stacy before it got canceled, but that was basically the exact same thing that they were saying when the show ended, and I
Mhm.
was just like, I wonder how accurate and real this is. Like, because honestly, I don't think Stacy and Florian are having issues. Like, my first choice for cast for Last Resort would have been Darcy and Georgie because we know they really seriously have issues. I don't think that Stacy and Florian are the ones that should have been cast on the show. Do y'all feel like that, or is it just me?
Do you think they wanted both of the sisters there, or do you think Darcy used like a negotiating tactic, like, "Yeah, I'll do the show, but I want my sister there too"?
Well, see, I heard that they casted Stacy, but Darcy spent most of the time there.
Hmm.
So I don't know why, but I heard that she spent most of the time there, and I don't know if she was like there for support for Stacy or if she was there for her issues with her own issues. Like, I didn't really understand why she was there because they said Georgie was not there, so I didn't really understand. But I think that if anyone should have been casted, Darcy and Georgie should have been casted. Stacy and Florian don't have any real issues. They actually like each other, and they've been married for a long time. And Florian's never gonna make any money and pay his own way, but Stacy knows. She knows what she got into, and she's accepted that. They don't really have no issues. And if they think he's out there cheating, we saw the ex girlfriend that he was cheating with when their show was still on. She posted all over Reddit. Like, this isn't any new news.
Hmm. True. All right. So, and again, I guess it's coming out on December 2nd, is it? Or whatever's the first Monday in December.
Yeah, December 2nd, and it's coming on after The Other Way is over.
Hmm.
So we still got quite a few episodes left. I think we have 4 or 3 episodes of the show and then 2 or 3 of a tell all. So we still got a way to go with The Other Way. I was wondering that because I think we're gonna be on episode 18 on
Hmm.
Monday. So we're pretty deep in.
Yeah, and then like I guess the last resort too is so it ends with the cheesy recommitment ceremony, which again is going to be like a train wreck.
Well, yeah, it's them pretending if they're like making a decision to stay together or to move
Mhm.
on
I
when
mean, well, we saw in Last Resort one the couple that made that made that leap, which was Liz and Big Ed, and we saw how that ended up.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's I mean, most of the couples we already know their demise. We already know that they're not together. So the recommitment ceremony at the end is kind of worthless. It's kind of pointless.
True. All right, I think are we good with Last Resort 2 talk?
Yeah, yeah, I think we're good.
All right, do you want to get into which topic you want to get into next?
Oh wait, I think we had a topic kind of related. No, no, not related to this, but it had to do with Sophie.
Hmm.
After you dropped that major tea on Wednesday,
And we
about
had our
Rob.
emergency podcast.
Yeah, emergency podcast on Wednesday with the 90 Day Mexico house. We heard some stuff about Rob, and Sophie reached out. Did she reach out to you specifically or just like to a fan in general?
So the story on that tea is basically the story on that tea is a fan, I guess, hit Sophie up in the DMs and gave wind to Sophie of my tea, and then she read it, and then her reaction was like, Rob is a dog," and then I think she may go on her TikTok at some point and then further extrapolate on Rob being a dog.
But what makes him a dog specifically? Because they're clearly not together. So that was my question because I was like, well, what is he doing wrong? I mean, they might
Yeah.
technically still be legally married. But,
Hmm.
when she got here, she didn't want to live with him. She didn't want to be around them. He didn't even know which apartment to find her in. That's like she got here and was hiding. So I'm trying to figure out him hooking up. Because remember, we saw a scene, it was his birthday, and she didn't
Hmm.
even go to town to celebrate his birthday with him. He was, I think, in his hometown. She was in Texas with her girlfriend. And, she called them and be like, don't have too much fun or don't hook up with anyone. You should be thinking about me. And it's like I feel like she uses a lot of mind manipulation, right? Like she didn't want him, but she also doesn't want anyone else to have him because that would piss her off.
Yeah, I think it's just like, I think it probably ended on a very sour note, so she's a little bitter, and then so she's not happy. Like if he was all of a sudden in love, I don't think Sophie's going to be happy for him. So I think it's just like throwing more shade at somebody.
Well, she was clearly living with a girl that wanted, and she said on the show she would, if it was possible to marry Sophie, she would. So it's like I don't understand how she can be the hypocrite because she's like, well, I want to live my own life and I don't want to live with him and
Mhm.
I don't want to be with him and I don't want to call him and I don't want to deal with him, but I also don't want him to actually communicate or be happy with anyone else. Like that's some really crazy mind manipulation, right? Like how do you feel that you
Yeah,
can live with somebody, be happy, go out, not think about that person ever, but then if you get wind that that person is actually doing something enjoyable, you have to call or them a dog or you have to say that they're a horrible human being. Like that's some crazy hypocrite shit.
yeah. I think it's just when you have that narcissism where the world revolves around you. That's just how that goes down.
Yeah, I think you're right because it's like if you don't want the person, somebody else can have the person. Like I don't understand her logic of, well, I don't want him, but he should die alone. Like what kind of logic is that?
Yeah. Also, I don't know. Maybe like she knows if that's going to be on TV, it's going to be like in her face, and fans are going to like rub it in her face. So maybe she's just like she like knows she'll be bitter even more so when it's all in her face, and that part of it. That's why it makes it more of a dog because it's going to be rubbed in her face in the future.
Or maybe another theory for the recommitment ceremony after on the last resort, because last resort will air and then the 90 Day house. Maybe they recommitted
Hmm.
and maybe okay, this is hypothetical. I don't know what happened. This is alleged. I have no idea. I didn't see the show. Like maybe they recommitted and they maybe gave it another shot
Hmm.
and then it didn't work out and now he's moved on again and maybe that's why she's a little hurt. I mean, maybe not. She's crazy. She's always butthurt. But I was like, well, maybe they actually tried. Because, Rob never actually wanted to end anything with Sophie. He was chasing her for months. He actually really, really wanted to work it out. She's the one that didn't want him. So I was like, maybe at the recommitment ceremony on the last resort, they recommitted. And then that's why she's butthurt. because it didn't work out, and now he really is probably moved on for real, and
Mhm.
now it's real for her.
Or do you think, since we're just throwing out theories and hypotheticals, do you think in the could this have happened in the recommitment ceremony? She wanted to recommit, and then he was the one that finally rejected her on the
That
show.
could be. That could be. I mean, it don't you can only get played for so long, right? Before you
Hmm.
figure out you're getting played. Like maybe this last resort and dealing with her with therapists in the room, maybe he finally saw the narcissism and
Hmm.
the hypocrisy from her, and
Yeah.
maybe he was like, you know what, I'm ready to walk away from you, because she's always been ready to walk away from him.
Hmm.
As long as she could get her green card, she would walk away. But he's never been ready to walk away. He's been begging her. He would show up. He would call. He would text. He would do anything in his power to try to get her back, and she was just not reciprocating anything. So yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe he finally was like, you know what, I'm just gonna divorce your ass and send you back to where you came from. And now she's butthurt.
Yeah, and maybe the therapist kind of made him see the light that he's not the problem or something.
I hope so. Because you know what? It's funny because I told y'all I hated Rob so much the first
Hmm.
season with him and Sophie, because she played him out to, or she portrayed him to be such an idiot, a narcissist idiot who is just a cheater and a liar. And then as we watched them back on Happily Ever After, we really got to see. I was like, yeah, Rob's not perfect, but she's pretty awful. I was like he's not
Hmm.
perfect by any means, but she's an awful human being. And then when I saw her mom and how her mom acted, and the fact that her mom came out for the wedding and squatted in the U.S. and she never left. She's like, oh, I'm gonna go to their wedding, just to see them get married. She never left. Like a whole year's went by, she's still here. So it just shows me the type of people they are.
Hmm. Well, I mean, you could speak firsthand because you had the exciting time of meeting Rob and I in person in LA. How many people
I,
could say that?
I did meet Rob and Josh and a bunch of people. And it was Rob is not a monster. I'm just gonna put it out there, right? Like I've seen him in person. We've talked. We've hung out. He's not the monster that she portrayed him to be on the show. But again, I don't want to say I know her because I've never met her in person. I can't say she is a monster. I don't like to call people monsters until I've actually interacted with them in person. But Rob's definitely not a horrible human being. The way that she says he is on TV, he's not like that in person.
Mhm. This is a sidebar and totally not related to the conversation, but um, I noticed Vea followed me on Twitter, but is that the real Vea, or do you
Oh,
know for sure?
what's which account? Hold on, because I'll look it up real quick. What was the account that followed you?
Hold on, let me look it up. It's basically her name, like her full name.
Because
Vea.
let me see. I talked to her the other day, so let me
Yeah,
check.
I I think you follow her. So she followed me, but she only has 22 followers on Twitter. So I was wondering if it was really her.
No, no, that's not her. She has like 1,051
No,
here.
but on Twitter.
Oh, Twitter. Okay, I'm on Instagram. Let me
Yeah.
check
No,
Twitter.
you follow her though. Her Twitter.
Oh, that's her. That's her.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually reached out to her last week, and I told her that I need to get her on the podcast, and she was like, "Oh my God, Sharp don't want me to do it," and I was like, "Of course they don't. They hate us." But I was like, "I really want you to try." So she followed me on Twitter. So yeah, that's her. But I told
Mhm.
her, figure it out, try to figure it out so we could get her on.
Okay.
That's her though. Did you see her picture on Instagram?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna screenshot it and I'm gonna send it to the chat. It doesn't look anything like her. I was looking
Mhm.
at it and I was like, is this really her? So that's why when you said, is this really her? I thought you were talking about Instagram. So
Mhm.
hold on. I'm about to hold on, I'm gonna screenshot it and I'm gonna send it to the chat.
So Sharp doesn't want her to do 90 Day Fiance Fridays, or doesn't want her to do the George Massey show, or either or.
Well, she said just no podcast at all.
Mhm.
So I don't think it's personal to us actually. She just said that they don't like her to do anything that while they're currently in season, they would rather, her stay away.
Yeah.
Okay,
If anyone wants to follow her on Twitter, she doesn't care if we promote it, right? Her Twitter account.
no.
Okay, so it's like it's her full name, which her Twitter is like Vea and then Netherton, Netherton. So,
Oh man, I'm on the wrong phone. Okay, I'm gonna airdrop this photo to me so I can send it because I just realized I'm not on this phone. And then I'm
oh,
gonna.
and then speaking of like social media accounts, someone sent me I forget her name off the top of my head, but Lily's daughter's like real active Instagram account I got.
Oh, we need to drop that in the chat. I want to see that. How many followers does it have?
So it's one of those. I don't think it has many. Like let's say 1,000 or something. But it's one of those situations where she had an Instagram account like years ago, and then I think she like forgot the password, and then in the last like week she figured out the password to log back in, and then she logged back in and uploaded like 3 photos. But then it has tons of photos from like 4 years ago. So it's like a real account because you wouldn't make it 4 years ago. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
But
Yeah.
I could share that as well.
Yeah. Okay, so I just shared this profile picture that Vea posted on her Instagram, and
Mhm.
I want to get your. I posted it in the chat. I want to get your opinion because, based on who we're seeing on the show, does this look like the same girl to you?
Well, see, it's one of those situations where it's like, if she follows me, then I guess I got to be nice to her, so I shouldn't shit on her. But if she wasn't following me, then I could give you my honest opinion.
I
And
mean, just you don't have to be like mean, but like,
yeah,
does this look like her? Does this look like the girl from the show?
no, that's basically like a filter fish.
Well, yeah, but okay, so I call like using a filter, and then there's like degrees of using a filter, and then I use like Darcy and Stacy level filter. There's like Danielle Gates level of filter where it doesn't even look like her. It's basically a different person in the picture. You know, I feel like this is high use of filtering, right? Like
Mhm.
I think using a filter just to like straighten out your skin tone, that's one thing. But like when you're using a filter and it changes like the shape of your face and your body, and you're basically a different person, that's crazy, right? Like I feel like, because in person, so I always wonder this when people use these really thick filters and online, when you're out in public, you can't use a filter in public so people will actually see what you really look like. So like I don't
Right.
understand that. Why do people, so like you're online, you look like this curvy, perfect neck shape goddess, but then in real life, like Danielle Gates, for instance, you walking around looking like a 4 foot tall leprechaun with a huge ass, and it's like,
Mhm.
what the hell? How do you explain that to people? Because the first thing I would be is like, you don't look anything like you do online. Like that would literally be the first thing I say.
Yeah, yeah, her filters make her look. It's like I feel like I don't not to be like superficial, but anyway, I feel like the weird thing with filters is like if you're attractive without the filter and then you add the filter, it's like it doesn't make what I mean. You're still hot, but then if it's like you're a mess without the filter, then you add the filter and you look hot with the filter, then it's like so drastic where it's like jarring.
Yeah. I mean, hot people don't need filters. I think hot people use filters. Like, say, for instance, a hot person didn't do their makeup or their hair really well. They just throw on a
Mhm.
filter and it makes them look like they would have if they did do their hair and makeup. But, like, say, for instance, an ugly person uses a filter, it makes the ugly person pretty, which you can't make an ugly person pretty in real
Mhm.
life because when you see them in real life, the filter doesn't work, it doesn't apply. So it's like I don't know. It's just a weird situation for me.
Yeah, then sometimes the filter, it's like like one time I met this like Mexican chick, but then with she it was weird. It's like she had like a really old iPhone, like an iPhone 5 or iPhone 6. So it was like a double whammy.
What?
It was like a double whammy of like having a really shitty camera, like iPhone 5 camera, and then putting a filter on top of it. So like turned her, and then she looked, and then the photo afterwards looked like an Asian woman. So
Oh my
it was like
god!
a,
How did also sidebar? How do you get an iPhone that old? That's like
I
an
don't know.
antique. I don't even know where you would find that.
Yeah, I don't even know. Okay, maybe I'm embellishing a little. Maybe it was an iPhone 6S. It's
That's
like,
still crazy, Shabooty. That's still
yeah.
crazy. I think the oldest iPhone that I can remember physically in my mind is like an 8,
Mhm.
like maybe an
Yeah,
8.
like
Like
yeah,
that's
remember
crazy.
like remember like because now like the new iPhones, the lenses are like three and it's three big circles, for example, or four big
Yeah,
circles. This is like the iPhones when it was like one small little like keyhole.
That's crazy. That's like iPod Touch days.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh,
So like that.
yeah.
Do y'all remember the iPod Touch?
Mm, yeah, but like, but when the camera's that shitty, that's almost a built-in filter because it's not showing what you really look. Like.
Yeah, there's that meme where people it's more so for people that use an Android.
Mhm,
I think you probably seen it. It's like a video they'll show a picture of a person and then they'll show them they're like I just got an Android and then the video is then like all it looks like a VHS copy of like a copy.
mhm.
Like it's like that's like the ongoing thing. So it's kind of like that.
Well, someone that's
Also,
listening says I still have my iPhone 3G, but I doubt they're using it.
well, no, I don't think that you can activate something that old, right? I'm pretty sure we use like that well no, we don't even use SIM cards anymore because they activate over the air. Like I don't even think it has the technology to be activated on a network anymore because we've evolved since then. Because I think SIM cards were like a big deal like what 10 years ago. We don't even use those anymore. Right?
Mhm,
Like you just like I
No, we
literally
use eSIMs.
yeah, we use eSIMs. You just like push a button and some satellite in the freaking space activates your iPhone. Like that's how advanced we are now.
Well, to play devil's advocate, though, a lot of senior citizens actually like having their like old school flip phones. So
Oh yeah,
you
that's
still
true.
technically could get that like free. You know when you like sign up for the service and you get a free phone, like you could get that free flip
Yeah,
phone.
it just doesn't have any data.
Yeah,
I think is how it
yeah,
works. You
yeah.
like
There's no
don't
data.
get data, but they don't want it anyway.
Mhm,
Here's a funny story though. My mom is 71 and she uses an iPhone 14
mhm,
and she texts me and FaceTimes me, which I think my mom is like exception because a lot of like people that age I don't want to call my mom I don't want to put her out there, right? I don't want to put my mom out there, but like she had me later in life. So I think that she is so technologically advanced for her age. Like she drives a Jaguar and she has like the navigation, like when you get in the car it like talks to you and like she FaceTimes me and I'm just like sometimes I feel like she's a little more advanced in technology than me.
mhm.
So I don't know. Like I don't like to say all old people don't know what they're doing technology wise because a lot of old people are smarter than me. So I just use it as a broad explanation, but some people aren't.
True. Should we go to a new topic?
Yeah, let's go to a new topic.
Okay, so let's see. So we talked about Sophie calling Rob a dog. So we never really went fully into the whole Colt T. It's weird how like time flies because it feels like it's like ages ago. But I broke the story kind of where Colt apparently re-broke his leg in Mexico.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. We didn't cover it on the emergency space on Wednesday, which technically it came out right around the same time.
Yeah.
So we probably should have, yeah, we should have covered that. And the odds of him re-breaking the leg, refilming the same show,
Mhm.
right, that it happened the first time on is it's almost like we're watching a made-up Netflix movie. Like it's weird that it
Right.
even happened. Like the odds of it is just too insane for me.
Yeah.
I agree. It's almost like they have storyboard editors.
Right? What are the odds? Because it's like we
I
never
don't
saw him.
know.
They scrapped his footage from Last Resort season 1 because apparently he broke the leg early into filming, so they scrapped it. They didn't even use anything. He went on this crazy ass rant, right, saying that TLC didn't care about him. All they cared about was filming. They left him with like massive doctor bills and hospitalization issues, and now he goes back, which confusing enough. I'm not exactly sure why you would go back if that's what was true. If that's really how they treat you. But he goes back to film season 2 of the exact same show where that this happened and this happens again. It's almost like you know the movie Final Destination.
Yeah.
It kind of
Oh
reminds
God, yeah.
right like he like the I don't know like I feel like it's coming after him because what are the odds he's trying to do the exact same thing that he couldn't do the first time and then it
Mhm.
came back and it got him again. It reminded me of Final Destination.
Yeah. And then
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you're
and so
right.
apparently though when the first time that happened, like so TLC when that happened the first time, Sharp or TLC, the powers that be, they wanted basically Vanessa to like pull out her because they couldn't bring like a fancy duty like camera crew into his hospital room or whatever, right? So they wanted Vanessa to pull out her phone and start recording on her phone, record behind the scenes in the hospital with Colty, right? And then, but Vanessa, she basically put her foot down and said, "No, fuck this. Like, I'm not here to continue the circus show. I'm here to actually care for my husband, and like, we're in a dire situation. I don't give a fuck about your show, and I'm not gonna like pull out my phone and start recording him." So she put her foot down and said, "No, it's not going down like that." And but Colt wanted to be recorded. But anyway, so that's what happened. So that's why there wasn't like footage of like Colt. But apparently this time where there's no Vanessa in the picture, Colt, I think, is going to be recording himself all behind the scenes in the hospital and the hotel. So there'll probably be more footage of it.
Interesting. It's interesting that Vanessa didn't want to violate Colt's privacy by filming him in the hospital, and Colt was all for it.
Yeah.
Right? It's really interesting how she thought it was a private situation, and now here we are, second time around. Colt's like, "Oh yeah, show them exactly where the bone split."
Hmm.
Like he's like, "Put that camera in there, get in there as close as you can, show them everything." It's really interesting because some people don't have that boundary between private situations. Obviously we learned this with Lauren and his gonorrhea.
Hmm.
And I'm like, some people don't have that line where they don't want the world, to know what's leaking out of their penis.
Hmm.
So it's funny, Colt is gonna fall into the Lauren category because he just wants everybody. But we knew this though because he was the one that was happily discussing his dick pics that he sent out on the one tell all. Y'all remember that?
Hmm.
He was proud of him and everybody was laughing. I remember that.
Yeah, his mushroom. It's like,
Yeah, well, I think they called it a micro penis on Reddit, didn't they?
yeah,
Or was that Ed?
I
I'm
don't know.
getting penises mixed up now. I don't even know anymore.
I don't know, but maybe they both fall in the same category now.
That could be.
Yeah, and then I mean,
So are you guys excited to see Colt back? Because I think we were.
I'm indifferent. I mean, it's been so long since his name even really popped up, I guess, that it's just like, okay, he's back. There's no really
Mhm.
excitement there for me.
The other part of the story, though, that's a surprise to some is just the fact that apparently he wasn't just with the one Brazilian woman in the past year. He was with like I think at least two Brazilian women, and I think
Which is
one of them was
crazy.
like head over heels with him. But I think they're just like I think it's a case of he found a naive Brazilian woman and kind of wormed his way into her figuratively and literally.
Wait, so when he got to the last resort house, he brought this Brazilian woman to the house? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying he was at her house, but I don't. But when it came to the show, I don't think she had wanted any parts of it. So he,
Oh, so he's not gonna be there with any of these women that he was with before.
not to my knowledge. So
Oh, okay. So he'll be there to work on his issues, but solo. So like there, because everybody else
Mhm.
is kind of there with someone. So that was another issue that I was wondering. I was like, well, who's he there with? Because we don't know anything about. Well, we know for a fact he's not with Vanessa. We know that.
Mhm.
So I was like, well, who is he bringing to the last resort? Like, what is? Oh wait, or not last resort. He's gonna be on the 90-day house,
Yeah, he's
right?
gonna be in the singles house.
Oh, the singles house. Oh, I'm getting shit mixed up. I'm getting shit mixed up. Ignore me. I'm thinking the last resort.
Yeah, so he's not gonna be. Yeah, so he's not bringing sand to the beach. But yeah, the I guess the point though is just the fact that he got multiple Brazilian women in the last year, and then to the point where they're in love with him. But then yeah, he went on the show to do his thing solo.
Huh. I mean, I was very confused with the Larissa and Jess. I mean, Jess is beautiful as well. Like, I was very confused at what he was making these women feel, because Jess really liked him. Like, when she found out that he was talking to other women and sending dick pics, she launched stuff at him. A woman loves you when she throws items at you, right? Like,
Mhm.
that's true love. If you can get to her to the point where she's launching shoes, women spend a lot of money on shoes. If she can take a shoe and launch it at your head, she's really hurt. So I've always wondered, like, what exactly he brings to the table, because Coco might say a very large item, but we know for a fact that's not true. So it's like, what
Mhm.
is he bringing to the table that got these women in love with him?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he like breaks them down and like
The clout, I guess, that they think they're getting this
Mhm.
clout, maybe.
But he's not even really active on social media. You know,
No, I
like,
know.
and he wasn't on TV, so I don't know. I mean, it could be the clout aspect, but he's not even really active because he
Well,
doesn't.
maybe he pays them.
Ah, you're on to something. You're on to
Maybe
something.
it's like,
Well,
yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
think he's
hello.
like, I don't
I
think he's employed really though.
Oh, so he's not working?
or he could work out a bargain, like, if you like message me and we start this thing, like, you're gonna get famous, or you're gonna get, like, all these followers because it's gonna leak.
Hmm.
See, I think that's true because I think Ed uses like, hey, I'm a regular on this huge franchise, and you being linked to me could bring a lot of clout to you, or followers, or opportunities, or paid appearances, whatever, TV show castings. I think that could be something that these reality guys use. I think that it's in their back pocket. They meet a girl and they're like, oh, what? And you're like, oh, I'm on this TV show, and anybody who's, because honestly, Ed can say any woman that he's dated recently within the last 5 years, he's kind of made famous. He can say that. Liz is very famous now. Rose is beautiful and famous. Like anyone that he can kind of use the Kanye West line where he's like, anything my dick touches becomes fame. It turns to gold. So he can use that on women, and I don't know if the women should be falling for that because that's complete BS. But I think a lot of women do fall for that.
Yeah, I think I mean, I think that clout thing applies more to Big Ed. Yeah, I can't really explain the how Colt. Uh, he just must be a smooth like operator, but I don't understand.
I
I
mean,
don't understand.
if you're blind, but okay. I mean, looking in his face, it's just like, wow, you're pulling these women, and not just any women, right? Like, these are beautiful women.
Mhm.
It's just, I almost want to buy his master class so he can teach me. Because I'm like, how are you doing this? Like, you don't, at first of all, he was living with his mom during the first situation. So I was like, you pulled Larissa, because Larissa might be a lot of things, but she's hot, right? She's crazy. She's an ass, but she's hot. And he pulled Larissa, and we all know Larissa had ulterior motives, but she still came, and she still moved in,
Mhm.
and she still married him, and she still touched him.
Yeah.
Like, so he still accomplished what he set out to do.
Yeah, I don't know, and it's something about like Brazilian women that he like gets them to. He knows how to break them down.
Well, look at Brian. Brian is also into Brazilian women. Maybe there's like a weakness with Brazilian women that we don't know about,
Mhm.
and that they know how to exploit. Because yeah, Brian has a very strong um addiction to Brazilian women too. So maybe there's something we just don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but they know how to like get those foreign women to like. Well, you know what it is though. I think it's like, but I think it's like so. I don't. So I think like Colty, he doesn't go for like, he doesn't go for a experienced woman. I think what he does is he'll find like a naive Brazilian woman that like has never really been in love, and then he'll find like a chick. I don't even know if they're a virgin or not, but like I think he'll find a super naive woman, and then if he's like their first love, that's how he like breaks them down.
I mean, yeah, and he doesn't have to worry about living up to high expectations because she's not
Mhm.
experienced enough to know what a good guy is versus a bad guy,
Yeah.
because she doesn't have enough experience to have. No, there's nothing to base it on, right? If you're
Mhm.
the first or second boyfriend, and the first boyfriend was an idiot, you're automatically the best boyfriend she ever had. So
Mhm.
it's not a lot to work into.
Yeah, so I think that's part. I think that's partly his angle, but yeah, either way, he breaks his chicks down. So I don't know. He's uh, anyway. That's the story on Colt for now.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think I said before, I don't mind watching him because I always found him to be funny
Hmm.
and entertaining. So I think when I asked earlier if y'all were excited, I don't mind watching him on TV. I always thought he was funny and awkward, and the right kind of entertainment for me, right? Like, he always was the most awkward person in the room. So I can watch people like that.
Yeah, I mean, and who can forget is like Speedo.
Oh my god. And there was also a scene where he was working out at a public gym.
Mhm.
Do you remember this? It was like I don't remember what season it was, but I think he was with Jess, and it was like an
Yeah,
outdoor
yeah, I
public
remember
gym, and
seeing.
he
Yeah, I
was
remember him outdoor working out outdoors.
yes, and it was the craziest thing I'd ever seen, and he didn't use any of the equipment the right way. You could tell that this was the first and
Mm.
last time that he ever attempted to use workout equipment. It was just the funniest shit. So I was just like, yeah, I can watch him because I know it's gonna be stupid. I know it's gonna be funny. I don't know what he's gonna bring to the table,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna watch. I mean, I was kind of interested too, for the 90 Day Mexico House to see how Usman does in therapy,
Mhm.
Soldier Boy, because a lot of people online kept saying that Nigerians and especially Muslims don't believe in therapy, right? Like we've watched a bunch of, I think Sarper said it too in Turkey. They don't believe in therapy either. So a lot of people were like, well, how does a person who doesn't believe in therapy react to therapy? So I'm kind of interested in seeing that as well,
Mhm.
because if you don't believe in something, then you're not going to react to it in a positive way. So I'm just interested in seeing how he reacts to a therapist telling him
But
why he's
but I
single.
mean, so on the Mexico resort singles house, so are there going to be therapists? Because I feel like you're.
Yeah, there's gonna be therapists there to help you with your relationship issues by day, and then it's single
Mhm.
mingling by night.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I feel like the therapy part is going to be like the same way we were saying. Like the last resort is like a goof. It'll be even more so a goof and a farce.
Well, it's basically that's probably just an aspect they added to keep it as this is a show on the Learning Channel. It's not really going to be a focus. They're going to really be focused on them hooking up,
Yeah.
and the issues and the fighting and Jasmine throwing things at people. I feel like, well, man, I keep mixing these shows up. You know what? This is really hard. I keep mixing these shows up, so it's so easy to mix them up.
Mm-hmm. And then this is like this is I don't know what level of tea this is, but I didn't even put it in the main Sophie post, but in the Sophie post in the caption I did add another nugget of info, which was they also try to get Amanda the widow on the Mexico singles house show.
Wait, they did? Did she say
She
no?
said no because she got that her own guy now.
Oh, yeah, she is with the guy from Miami. But this would have been a good opportunity for her. But I mean, it would have been a complete lie though, because she posted this guy. We already knew
Mhm.
she was with this guy, and it seems pretty serious. He's been in her house, and she's been spending time in Miami with him. So I get it. But that's why I tell people don't go posting stuff right away. You're messing with your money, because she could have easily did the show and just not told anybody that she was with them. Like she could have easily did that.
Did you see? Have you seen any videos of her guy?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
posted videos of him. Like I want to say I told you that he's a
Yeah.
street performer in Miami.
Yes.
Did you see
Yeah,
that?
yeah. I have seen videos of him in her house that she posted,
Yeah, I've seen videos of them together in her
but I
house.
was
Yeah.
a little not. I was a little taken aback at like how he can't speak a lick of English.
Oh, see, that doesn't surprise me. Like I go to Miami a
Hmm.
lot. Like English is not the main language of Miami.
Hmm.
Like so when you go to Miami, most people there don't speak English. A lot of people, you know what, if you don't go to Miami, you would never know this, but like people who frequent Miami know that Spanish is like basically the first language, and then
No,
Fucking yeah.
yeah.
that part, the fact that people in Miami don't speak English doesn't surprise me. What surprises me is like her, I guess, fiance is now living with her in West Virginia, and he can't speak a lick of English, and it just seems like the chemistry is kind of weird. And then she also in the video she posted, she's kind of goofing on him because she had him put on this like lip gloss that makes her lips plump up. So she's basically like making fun of him in the video as his lips were plumping up, and he's like, "What's this? Why you going on? Why you tricking me?" Like she made him look like a jackass.
Yeah, I saw it. I mean, I did. I mean, I feel like that's kind of her MO though. 'Cause she kind of did that to Razvan a little bit
Yeah,
too, right?
yeah,
Like
that's her shtick. But
yeah, that's kind of how she does. She like makes her man look like an
mhm,
idiot and yells at him. And she's definitely like, if you want to get technical, she's got the pants on
mhm,
in her relationships. Like she tells the guy when they're gonna have sex, when they're gonna go out, what he's gonna do that day. Like
mhm.
that's just her thing. So
Yeah,
I can definitely see that.
yeah, no, like that's exactly her thing. Like, I couldn't see her in a relationship where she's not domineering or controlling the whole scene. That's probably why she likes him because he could barely speak English, so he's under
Well,
her
yeah, he
power.
can never win. He can never win a fight because no matter how loud he screams, she can't understand it.
Hmm.
So he can never win because they can't fight.
Hmm.
They literally, and if she doesn't want to fight with him, she can just turn off the translator and he can't talk to her. So it's very easy to control a relationship when the person can't tell you how they feel.
Yeah, so I feel like for some reason that's the kind of relationship she's into, where she's like, the it's a weird power dynamic.
Yeah, I mean, I like that though. I like strong women. I like women
Mhm.
who are kind of like her, kind of controlling. That's kind of my thing. Like I like that. I don't like to be in control of everything all the time. I like to be told what to do every now and then.
I mean, yeah, I think it's cool, but as long as, yeah, but would you want your girl to put you in like a TikTok video where you're wearing lip gloss and your lips are like plumping up and you look stupid?
Well, no, no, I don't want to be emasculated.
Mhm.
I don't want to be emasculated, but like I don't mind like being told to shut up. Like I like I don't want to say like aggressive women, but like women that aren't afraid to just like say what's on their mind, no matter what it is, even if it's mean or whatever. Like I like that.
Mhm.
I don't want to be emasculated though. Like I don't want to walk around and with my balls in her purse. I don't want to take it that far.
True. Just checking, just making sure. No.
No, 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 no. I like to keep my balls on me, but
Hmm.
you know.
True. Let's see. Oh, and okay, so did you see my Brian Halloween meme I posted today?
Oh yeah,
Oh my
that
god, yeah, I was so brill.
that made me spit my drink out. I wasn't ready,
Mhm.
and I was it was the accuracy for me. It was just dead on, spot on. I was just like, this is crazy, and I could literally see someone wearing the costume and everything. I was just like, oh my god, this is so accurate. I love this.
What was better, that one or the Renee one?
The Renee one was good too. I
Mhm.
like the chicken mask or the chicken hat.
That was pretty good.
These are good. Like I was really impressed. I was like, the creativity here is unmasked. Like
Mhm.
this is really good.
Thank you. And I didn't bring it up to like fish for compliments, but the reason I did bring it up is apparently, so he was in the Uber ride. He was giving an Uber ride to one of my followers like a month ago, but she more recently sent the photo. And apparently he blurted out to try to impress her, I guess, that he's going to be on 90 Day Diaries, the next 90 Day Diaries.
Oh, so they're filming with him again. Interesting. Yeah, that's NDA protected, so that's really weird
Hmm.
that he would blurt that out.
Yeah.
But we all know that 90 Day Diaries is just where all the washed up people go to die, though, right? Like we know that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I know some people that have filmed for 90 Day Diaries in the last like 6 months, but it seems like, but I feel like that's such a like, no one really gives a fuck too much about 90 Day Diaries, so it's not really that big of a deal,
Well,
right?
it's true. You know what? It derived from 90 Day Quarantine.
Hmm.
So back when COVID hit, they couldn't film, so they did the 90 Day Quarantine where they sent everybody an iPhone and told them to just film. And then when COVID was over, they were like, "Oh well, we have all these cast members that we're not using. Like, let's do a 90 Day Diaries," and it just born from that. And but it's basically just where the unused cast members go to die. And I hate to say that, like I don't not literally, but like they're just not, they're not being used for anything. They have no use for them on a current show, but they want to keep them, because every time you do a 90 Day Diary season, they can lock you in for another year into your contract. So they get to keep you in limbo
Hmm.
in case they do want to use you for something. So they keep locking you in. Because if your contract expires like a year or a little less than a year after the last tell all airs or whenever you're on, you could go to another network if you really wanted to.
Hmm.
So they put people on diaries, I think, for the mere purpose to lock them into another contract.
Yeah, because it's, first of all, it's kind of a boring show, even from a super fan perspective, and then also it's like self-recorded, so they have like selfie sticks, and it's like the production quality is trash, so it's kind of
It's
boring.
yeah. It's awful. It's like we're watching a TikTok TV show that somebody filmed on their iPhone. Like it's awful. Like the fact that they keep it going
Hmm.
for this long, it's crazy. Like they could get rid of diaries and come up with a more fun spinoff that we would be more interested in, but I don't know. They just keep filming it.
Yeah, it's kind of
I think
torture.
it's gonna be season.
It's kind of torturous because like you and I probably like have to watch it so we know if anything happens worth note.
Oh yeah, you're 100% right. We have to, and I think we're on season 9.
Hmm.
Like we're not allowed to not watch it. We have to watch Diary. So it's like they could easily just stop doing this. Like, I have Instagram, so it's funny because I always used to say this. I was like, we don't need to watch 90 Day Diaries. Just follow the people on Instagram, and you would know this stuff already.
I know. We basically do.
Speaking,
We do.
wait,
We do our own.
speaking of speaking of Instagram, Captain Luke Picard's not in here, but I'm very, 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 very angry with her because I asked her like 3 weeks ago to open an Instagram and she didn't do it.
Mhm. Did you get the update that she hasn't done it, or we just know that she didn't?
Well, she didn't follow any of us.
Yeah.
I feel like we should be the first people she would follow, right?
Right. Yeah.
I'm very disappointed in her. So when she's here, hopefully on Sunday,
Mhm.
I need at least 2 minutes to scold her on this.
Yeah, and we send her like Instagram links all day, so at some point you would think that would inspire her.
I don't know why she won't just join the platform. Like, I don't get it. Like, she's so against it. It's funny because a lot of people hate Twitter.
Mhm.
Like, they will do anything but not join Twitter. She's on Twitter already. It's Instagram she won't join.
Mhm.
Exactly.
And then also it's a crap was a it's a crapshoot as far as if she's gonna be here or not, because she'll text us and then she just doesn't show up.
Yeah, I could have swore she texted earlier today that she was going to be here. Am I crazy? I thought she
No, that
did.
was me.
Oh,
No,
that was you.
no,
Okay. Yeah, so we
no,
never know.
she well, she's I think she texted us too. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was in the group chat that she was gonna be here, and now she's not. I mean, I get it. Newlyweds, they got.
Hello. Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Newlyweds, they got a lot going on, and I understand. But I don't have a life, so 90 day is it for me. So
Mhm.
Oh my
like you
God,
gotta
George.
make you gotta make time for this. If you love it, you gotta make time for it.
You can't be the goat and have other things going on.
No, I don't got time for other stuff. This is it. This is it. Every spinoff. This is it. This is me. You know that meme where they're like, "You wanted it. You wanted it. This is it. You're right in the middle of it. You gotta be ready."
That's why we're here.
Yep.
That's what brought us here. Fate.
Exactly. But yeah, when she's on next, I gotta yell at her just for a second. I need to put the fear in her so she can just take the plunge and get on Instagram so we can actually send her memes.
Hmm. And I think so. Okay, so I think on Wednesday on our emergency show at the end of it, we did bring up Big Ed, but I don't know. We didn't formally bring up Big Ed. But as far as like college chicks kissing college chicks, do we want to talk on that again?
Oh my God. It just gets more and more pathetic as, the weeks go
Mm,
on. It's like first it was like, the girl that he was engaged to who like sort of I don't know, she's probably still in therapy from that. And then now it's like him kissing college girls who look absolutely fucking repulsed at him. I mean, have you seen their faces? They look like they're gonna
Yes.
fucking vomit. I think they were honestly, this is my honest opinion. I think they were on their like 10th jello
mhm.
shot and they thought like, "Oh my god, it's the guy from the Leprechaun." And they got really excited and they were like, "Oh my god, yeah, I totally make out with you."
Mhm.
And then they realized who he
Or
was.
maybe like
So
one of the
that's what I'm
maybe
going
one of the
for.
girlfriends was like a drunken dare, like, "Hey, I dare you to go kiss Big Ed."
Yeah, like you're only gonna you can only join our sorority if
Mhm.
you like make out with that big fat leprechaun over there.
It's like Rush Week or something,
Oh
or
wow,
whatever
I
it's
didn't
called.
even think of that. Hazing.
It's
Hazing,
That's
yeah.
hazing,
yeah, yeah.
hazing.
That would be the
It's like,
crazy hazing situation.
and like he's thinking like, oh my god, I'm such hot
Mhm.
shit. And it's like, nah,
So
bro, you're like part of the haze.
so Ed is like the big boss at the end. Like when you play Mario and every time you get to a castle there's a bigger boss. Ed is the big boss at the end holding you from joining the
Mhm.
fraternity. The No, not fraternity. It's the, what do you call the girl one?
Sorority.
Um sorority. He's the last person you have to defeat
Mhm.
at the end. All the girls aren't strong enough to put their lips on something like that. So that's the biggest test.
And then it's kind of funny because that news broke, and then at the same time, Liz hit her 1 year anniversary. So what are you
Wait. It's been a year?
yeah. So are you surprised that she's
That
lasted a year with Jay?
Oh no, I'm not surprised. I think that Liz
Hmm.
um is looking for like a stable relationship, and she was very vulnerable on the show, and she told us how she was in very toxic relationships, and she allowed men to walk all over her in the past. So I think that she's way past the toxicity in relationships. So I'm not surprised that she found a good guy and she's stuck with a good guy because she's been through shit. She's been through all the shit you can put a woman through already, and she knows what she wants. So I'm not surprised. It's surprising because time goes by fast. Because when we're watching the shows, we don't realize how long ago they were filming. So I didn't even realize that it had been a full year. That's crazy though. I'm happy for her. I'm very, very, very happy for her. You're probably not happy for her because that's sealing the deal that you and Liz will not be getting married probably in the future.
Well, what I was gonna say is, the crazy part is, I think she technically started being official with Jay, like literally like a week before I met her in real life, like in Vegas last year. So I was like a week too
Oh my
late.
God. So you missed your shot by a week?
Yeah,
Are you serious?
yeah,
That's gotta hurt, man. That's gotta hurt.
true. Yeah, that's why I have a 90-minute Dogfish Head IPA here.
Oh my God. I didn't realize that. So a week. So she met him a
Well, I don't
week
know when they
before you.
met, but when they're official, if you did,
Oh, when they went
when
official.
they
Okay,
went
okay,
official,
yeah.
which is so it was like, so I basically met like in a week from now would be like my 1 year anniversary of meeting her in real life.
Wait, was Jay there when you met her?
No, it was just sort of like San Diego
Oh, so it
friends.
was just her and her friends. So wait, did you even know about him at the time?
That's a good question. That's $1 million question. Because so when I met her, again, you got to think of like the show, right? So it was after, I don't
Yeah.
know like when Last Resort was around then, but like that was when she was basically like with Ed, still married to Ed. That was like kind of, so no one really knew the full truth. And then when I met her, I'm trying to remember, like I know I'm pretty sure she didn't have like a wedding ring on, but I think she was still kind of keeping up fake appearances. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because until the finale of The Last Resort aired, showing that they were going to try to make it work, we didn't know if they were together. Because remember, when Happily Ever After ended, they weren't together.
Yeah. So
So yeah,
but then there was, oh yeah, because well like okay, so yeah, so do you remember like it leaked, the wedding invitation leaked as well? That was like end of
yeah,
August. It
I
was
remember
like
that.
end of August was
Yeah.
the wedding invitation. So yeah, so then when I met her though, I think she was like still keeping up appearances. So I don't, if my memory is correct, I don't think she like like when I met her, it's not like she like went up to me and said, "Yeah, just so you know, I'm single." I think she was still kind of playing along as if she was still with Ed or something.
Ah, okay. So technically, you would not have shot your shot at that date or
Yeah.
at that moment because I'm not gonna walk up to a married woman and try to shoot my shot. I'm not a scumbag. So yeah, technically you wouldn't have known that there was even an
Yeah,
opportunity there at the
and then
time.
the other thing that was the other weird part was like that weekend. I think so. On my on my flight there, there was a dude behind me coughing, and long story long, that weekend I like caught. I didn't come down with the symptoms, but I caught COVID that weekend, and I mean I came down with the symptoms when I got back home, but that weekend I got COVID. So also I wasn't feeling like 100%. You know what I mean?
Oh, so when you met her, you had COVID. Oh,
But apparently she's
interesting.
had COVID so many times where it's like that isn't, it doesn't phase her. But that's the reason. So long story long, that I met her for lunch with her friends, and then we went to, we were out at an outdoor bar, and then went to like lunch and had food. And then I think at that end of that night, one of her friends was going to like a gay club for their birthday or something, like a birthday party at a gay club. And then so I knew
Mm.
they were doing that, and then so I could.
So were you invited to
I was
that,
I was
but
kind
you
of I
couldn't
was kind
go?
of passively and I was kind of passively invited, meaning like if I was adamant and if I was like aggressive about it, I could have definitely like met up with them. You know what I mean? I wasn't.
But what? So were the vibes weird? Did you feel like the vibes were off or something?
Nah, well, it's just I kind of judge it on. So if you're going out at night and I text you, and like it depends on how fast you get back to me. So if you get back to me in 5 minutes, then it's like, oh, that means you want me to come there. But if you get back to me in 30 minutes, that means you're not really that excited for me to come out there.
Oh, see, that's not no, that's not a good way to
No,
determine
no, no,
things
no.
because
But the point though was is like I was feeling under the weather a little bit. Like, not, I'm not saying I had COVID symptoms, but like when you're like just not 100%. So that was the reason I didn't.
but also the gay club
Oh yeah.
thing, was one of her friends gay or were they just like going to like a
Mhm.
gay club just to
I
go?
think if my memory's correct, I think one of them was gay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that was another aspect too. Like, I mean, none against the gays or the gay clubs, but that, I mean, obviously that's not my first choice. But anyway, so yeah, it was like, but also I was feeling under the weather, so I wasn't really like hyped up to do shit. So yeah, it was a lot of things working against
Yeah.
me from being Mr. Liz.
Well, we're not hoping for any demise of anyone's relationship, but
Mm,
if something does happen between them, you gotta seize the opportunity, right?
mhm,
Make sure that you are there when it happens,
mhm,
right? But again, we're happy for Liz and Jay. Hopefully everything works out. But if it doesn't,
mhm.
you know, Shabooty is there and ready to
Pick up
take
the
on
pieces.
responsibility. Yeah, put
You're
put
ready to
things
pick
back
up the
together.
pieces of her broken heart.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I
But
know.
it's funny though. Like I think like 2 weeks ago or something, 2 or 3 weeks ago, because I can't keep track of time anymore these days. Jay messaged me and he was like, "Hey," he sent me a picture. He's like, "Liz and I, we got because of what you had posted. We got. I hate to give free promotion to a company that I don't work with, but they're like, we saw you posting about like beatboxes. So then we got beatboxes because of you. We were about to try them for the first time tonight, and they sent me the picture, and then I replied back like,
Oh,
"Oh, I'm off beatboxes now. I don't drink those anymore." So and they're like, "Damn, you already switched up?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm onto my Dogfish Head beer now."
wait,
Oh,
you're into
interesting. So
what?
they
You never had Dogfish Head beer?
Oh my god, I thought beer. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never had that, but I don't really drink beer
I'm
though.
actually allergic to beer.
The
Like,
one I'm drinking is 9%.
oh,
Like, I'm not
okay.
allergic to hard alcohol. Like, I can have whiskey, no problem. But like, I can have beer or like light liquids.
Mm.
I just don't like the taste.
Yeah, it's gross.
Like I have it. I just don't like it.
George, did you go to like a big university or anything?
I did.
I did. Um, yeah, I did in Cleveland. I did.
Oh,
I
well,
went to USC, baby.
I'm surprised you didn't pick up. If you go to big school, then you're gonna pick up the taste of beer.
Well, I think I've said before. Like I was homeschooled till I was in third grade. And then I went to private school my whole life, so I was very very sheltered. So college was a lot of fun for me because I was around non-cult members, people who actually live like a normal life.
Yeah.
So I did drink, and I think the first time I drank, I was at like a party, and I drank like to the point where I almost had to go like to the hospital.
Holy
Mhm.
Like I
shit.
was just, yeah. So I didn't pace myself. Like I went from being a good little Christian boy, part of the cult who didn't do anything wrong, and then in college I got to
Mhm.
live there and be around
Yeah.
people that they had normal lives and they partied and they did fun things. And I went to a party, and the people that were there knew that I was a sheltered boy, so they wanted me to experience everything, and I experienced a little too much too fast. And
Mhm.
I think I didn't actually get alcohol poisoning, but I was very 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 sick for a while.
True. Um, it's a different subject, but did you see the Shekinah and Yara? Well, the Yara and Jovi Shekinah parody. Sh-
Yeah, I saw it was so accurate.
Mhm.
I watched it like 3 times because I was like, damn, it's like almost like they went back and they watched the episode and they recreated it because it was just so accurate. And I didn't realize that Yara was as funny as she was
Oh, she's fucking
because I was
great. You
just
can
like,
tell. You can tell.
right? She is so funny. I actually love her. The funny part is she's funnier than Jovi. And I always thought Jovi was funny, but Yara is
No,
actually
she's
funnier than
like
Jovi.
Mhm.
she is very like you can tell she has good comedic timing.
Yeah, she knows how to bust
Yeah,
ball. She
Jovi
knows how to
was
bust balls.
Yeah, because Jovi was off with his puns, but Yara was right on cue. She was so fucking good. I was like, oh my god, I want more comedy parody videos from y'all like immediately. Stop whatever you're doing and just make more of these because these are so good.
So here's the only part of it that I find annoying is basically when Yara and Jovi or whatever are thinking of like who to parody. The part that I find annoying is because they're so focused on TLC and their relevancy on the show, they're always going to parody the other couples that are also technically relevant as far as being on the air and active show. So they're not going to. Giara will never do a parody of like someone that's not currently on a TLC show. They're always going to do, you know, the Shekinah and Sarpers because they're active on the show. So it's always like a promo for like, to me, that I take it as that's like a TLC promo because they're promoting the other active relevant partners. They're not going to do a relevant 90-day person because it's like not going to help their careers. Do you?
Yeah, I mean, I like the relevant stuff though.
Mhm.
Like I want to see them do like a Lauren and Faith recreation of the gonorrhea scene.
Yeah.
Like, because that was like the first thing that came to mind, and I was like, I mean, I think you're right though. I think that Jovi and Yara, they're like big in the 90-day world. So you're right. They're only gonna, give a spotlight to someone equally big.
Yeah, because
Someone who's relevant.
because they know if they're going to parody Shekinah and Sarper, who the network really loves, they know then therefore the network is really going to love their parody. So they're just going to do whatever they know TLC is going to adore. That's the way I see
Well,
it.
and hopefully now the ball is in Shekinah and Sarper's court. I want to see them do one back.
Mhm.
Like I was kind of hoping that this was like a challenge,
Well, so
because now I
but
want
they
to see.
can't though because they have to pretend that Sarper isn't in the United States.
Oh shit, you're right. They can't actually do it. Yeah, because it won't. Yeah, if they do it, then we would know, and it'll ruin everything. Because I was like, I would love to see them make fun of Jovi and Yara now, like go back and forth. Like I would like to see that.
And then speaking of Shekinah, did you see her Halloween costume?
Wait, Halloween? No, I didn't see it. Wait, where did you post it? I'm gonna go look.
Well, I sent you the video, but there's also a photo. But if you could play,
Hold on.
I texted you the video. Hold on,
Where in the group
under
chat?
the Captain Picard group chat, where she's doing like a makeup tutorial, but
All right, hold on.
she's doing a makeup tutorial, and apparently, I guess she's supposed to be like a serial killer, but then she has like blood on her, and she has like wounds and shit.
So
Um,
basically,
I
her
see.
normal wear.
well, basically her after she gets in a fight with Sarper, allegedly, just
Yeah,
kidding.
allegedly.
But yeah, no, that's actually that was the angle I was going for Coco, which was, is it kind of awkward to be an abuse victim and then your Halloween costume is someone that's battered and bloodied up?
That's crazy. Like, do you know how fucking mental you have to be to like actually do that?
Hmm.
Like, I mean, is that me? Is that like fucking like it's like we're gonna show the world? Like what? I don't get it. But I don't get her, so I mean,
I don't either.
I
Okay,
don't understand what's so.
to the people that are listening, I'm gonna post a photo, George, too. I'll post a photo that I have. Hold on, I could post a photo of the final like picture.
Okay, I'm back. I was watching the video. I see.
Sorry, I'll also post a photo right now. Hold on, of the final product. Hold on,
Okay.
and I'll tag George. 1 second, everyone. We're doing live tweeting. Okay, so I just posted the photo of Shekinah's Halloween costume in the chat of this Twitter space, and I could also retweet it to my feed. Okay, just look either on my feed or in the replies of the Twitter space, and you can see Shekinah's Halloween costume final product. And let me know if y'all see it.
Okay, hold on.
Or you
Oh
can
my
also,
god.
yeah.
But what the fuck is she? Like, I
I
don't understand.
I
Like,
think I think she's supposed to be like a serial killer herself or
um, you know what? I actually think Stopper did this, and she's playing it off like a Halloween costume. No, I'm kidding.
something. Allegedly.
Allegedly, I'm sorry, allegedly, because
Yeah. Anyway, George, are you still there? We might have lost. Oh wait, what happened? We might have lost George because if you try to watch a video, it may take your
Oh
audio out.
yeah.
But I see like a dot. Oh, hold on, request to speak. Hold on, sorry, I'll give it a second. I don't know what's up with George. We lost one of our co-hosts.
No. I'm actually just reading through the comments of what everyone is saying.
Hmm.
Oh. Well, Jenny said something. It's interesting. I don't know if we're going to discuss it. About Statler's new podcast.
Oh, that's a good topic, but well, it hasn't started yet, has it?
I don't believe so.
Sure. Well, I did message her. I said, if you want to come on our podcast and promote your podcast, feel free, but she didn't reply.
Oh, she's too good for us now.
I don't know.
I don't joke fucking with you. No.
should, should we? I don't know what's up with George. I don't know if you could exit and come back, or
Yeah, I could do that.
yeah, no, George. Yeah, George. Try leaving and come back, but you're also not on your main account too. And I could also remove you and It says I could remove you as a speaker. Let me text him. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. We're having technical difficulties. Yeah, I could read through some of the comments real quick. So let's see. Somebody said, I don't watch Diaries. It's pretty cringe. Somebody said, where are you guys watching this from? The Last Resort's on already. That was in reference to the Last Resort trailer that dropped this week. Let's see. Oh, wait. Okay. George came back. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, George, you should be able to speak now. All right, you're
Okay,
back.
I'm back.
True. Yeah, so you saw the picture of Shekinah?
Yeah, I see the picture. I mean, it's good. It's good horror makeup if she did that on her own. It's pretty
Mm.
good. I I don't I don't know what to say though. I'm not like a fan of Shekinah by any means. Like I don't really know what is the deal with her and why she's the way she is. But I don't know. I don't know what to say about her.
Well, she was raised in a cult.
Well, yes. I mean, so was I though.
Yeah,
So
I
was
know,
I.
I know. But I think she's been with such shit men that her mentality is that, like, I'm never going to find anything better.
Yeah, I can see that. But
You
it's funny
know?
though because she's not ugly and she's pretty, she's attractive, she has a lot going for her and she's again, like you said, she thinks that she deserves nothing but the shittiest human being possible in her life and it's just it's appalling. It's very appalling. I don't and it's like it's clearly past relationship trauma where she doesn't feel good enough or whatever, but
Exactly.
it's so exhausting when you want better than for someone than they want for themselves. It's like exhausting. That's why I just wash my hands of her.
Hmm. And then,
That's a good yeah, I agree.
well, so George, but do you think it's weird? I don't know how much you heard when you lost. Do you think it's weird as an alleged abuse victim for her to have a bloody ass Halloween costume where she's all bloodied up?
Yeah, I think it's maniac. I think that's
Yeah,
fucking maniac.
it's a little ironic and kind of insensitive,
Mhm.
and but again, it doesn't surprise me. Like I feel like in my opinion, her being a alleged abuse victim, if anything, is like something she would use for clout.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't want to sound like rude, but I
No,
feel
but
like
yeah, no, she's weird. Like, yeah, because I remember like I reposted the photo, but I guess it was like 4 or 5 months ago. Before Sarper, she was with another abusive guy, and then she posted a photo of herself at like a Burbank courthouse where she had a packet for
Oh
like
god.
they give to like a DV victims or something.
oh my
And
god,
she,
I remember that.
and she posted the photo of like the domestic violence packet that they gave her while she's sitting in a courthouse, and she was kind of posting on Instagram for like clout.
Oh my
Oh
god,
my
I
god, that is
remember that.
fucking. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's mental.
Yeah.
That's fucking mental. Like, if
I
you're gonna be
remember
like
that.
that, yeah,
See, so that's kind of why I think it's for clout, right? Like, and
Hmm.
again, I mean, I'm
it's
not
shock
saying,
value.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, and I'm not saying that it isn't being abused or I don't know, but I just feel like if she was, she wouldn't leave the guy. She would tell people so people would feel bad for her and then like give her clout. That's just
Yeah,
my
of
opinion.
course.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and she's not learning her lesson because she's going after the same type of guy over and over.
Well, yeah, and I think okay, this is gonna sound really mean, but I think sometimes certain types of women they go after narcissistic, abusive men because they like to be the victim in the situations.
or they think they can change them.
Well, yeah, that's true, but you can't change a grown adult man. Like this
There
isn't
are women who are out there right this minute who are trying.
well,
Mm.
it's
You
not gonna
know,
work. Like this is not a puppy that you can teach to use the bathroom on a puppy pad.
You
Okay, this
can't
is
teach old dogs new tricks.
right. Like this is a grown adult man who has made
Yep.
it this far in life thinking that it's okay to hit you. Like there's
Yeah.
no fixing that. That is a
No.
broken, defective item that needs to be tossed. You can't fix that.
Right. I mean, but they're still gonna try, and they're still gonna, go out there and like, they're just, and it's like, I also think like some women, like they just have this aura about them, like this energy that like it's like a magnet for
Mhm.
You're
douchebags.
right. You're right. That's so funny because I think some people attract
Yes,
douchebags
Mhm.
absolutely.
and
Yeah.
they
I
don't
know
even
I
look.
did for the longest time.
I remember I was telling a friend of mine, I was like yelling at her and I was like, you got to stop going after these guys. They're pieces of garbage. And then she was like, did you ever think that maybe I'm not looking for assholes, but I attract assholes? And I was like, oh my God, I feel bad now because I'm yelling at you. I was like, you don't go out looking for these people. Your aura and vibe brings them to you. Like, you know how you go and you throw like bread out in the street and then like 100 birds flock to that area to try to eat the bread, like
Exactly.
that's
Fucking
that's
yes.
how certain women are. They walk into the
Mhm.
club and they just start magnetically attracting assholes. So I don't want to blame the woman because that's not her fault. It's not her fault that she's bringing these people into her circle just by her aura. You know, she can't change how her aura is when she walks in. But she really opened my eyes to that. We were having that conversation because she was like, do you think I literally go out every weekend and look for somebody to cheat on me? She's like, get a life. Like this is just the people that present themselves to me.
Well, or point counterpoint, or she's a damaged woman, and then asshole guys like to
Well,
they
I mean,
smell
I'm
blood in the
technically
water.
a damaged fucking woman. I mean, and like I would get nothing but fucking like the lowest of lows. I was just really sad.
Well, some men are predators by nature and they prey on like vulnerable women who might have a lower self-esteem or a lower
Yeah.
self-worth,
Mhm.
and they can sense that. Like when you walk into the woods, a lion can sense food nearby. Like that's how men are. They can sense a
Mhm.
damaged woman that they can manipulate. Like they can sense that shit. Like that they've been doing this for a long time. So a lot of times the women are literally being preyed on and don't even know.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
So Coco, no guy has said to you, "Hey, can I tattoo my initials on your ass or something?"
What the fuck?
Sorry, that's in reference
Wait,
to
what?
that was one. I have a friend, right, who her newly ex boyfriend tattooed his initials on her ass, so that's where that came from.
Wait. Ex-boyfriend?
Well,
They're
her
not even.
is yeah. Well, no, I mean the boyfriend at the time did it, and then now
Oh,
they're newly
I was
exes.
like, damn, he's really
okay.
not over her.
Yeah, I was like, that's a bad sign.
That's kind of insane, but okay.
That's restraining order type situation. Okay,
Yeah, no, I
but
mean the current it was the current boyfriend at the time, which is now the newly ex, but he manually tattooed the initials on her ass.
oh
Oh,
wow,
that's
Yeah.
I'm not
interesting.
proud. I'm not proud of it, but there are more than one woman who have tattooed my name on their bodies.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that's a
I'm not
huge
proud of it though.
You
development.
player, you.
I though have zero tattoos on my entire body, so I did not do that.
The only tattoo I have is of my beloved deceased dog Reagan, and he is on my ankle with a crown because he was a King Charles.
Aw,
So that's the only tattoo I have.
Oh, you
well,
mean Coco doesn't have a Mossy tattoo?
no. I just want to say though, I was 100% against this. I didn't want them to do it. I think it's totally strange to do
Is
that.
George Matt Mossy gonna have to smack a hoe?
I would never. No, I would never. And it's also weird, like if they put it somewhere, like it depends on where they
Mhm.
put it too,
What if they
right?
put it
Like,
above their pussy?
well, right, like that's
Mhm.
strange,
Like
right?
that's
Because
fucking weird. It's like
now
it's like
all of
property of George Mossy.
now all of their guys are gonna be like, "Who is George?" Like
Mhm.
that's so weird. Like I
Okay, would it
don't.
be even weirder if they added your Instagram on their body?
Now
Mhm.
Be
that's
like,
restraint
follow.
that's restraining order type shit.
That's crazy.
Lick for a follow back at Mossy.
See, that's a lot for me. So wait,
Oh my god.
Shabooty, have any of your ex-girlfriends did a
See,
tattoo or anything or
I must not have the George Massey power and clout because I no woman has ever tattooed my name on their body.
really? Okay,
Well,
okay.
what are they going to tattoo? Shabooty?
Yeah, booty on their booty. It'd be perfect.
That'd
Yeah,
be
I
great.
actually yeah, it would be Shabooty on a
And
booty.
and and then
Right.
and then when I and then when either they break my heart or I break their heart, then they could change the tattoo into Shaboozy, and they could just say they're a big Shaboozy fan.
This is true.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. That's yeah.
yeah.
No, I don't think anyone's really got a tattoo of me. I mean,
Really? I'm
yeah.
surprised. Honestly, I'm surprised. Or is it because the guys that you're dating are so much older? Older guys aren't into tattoos as much as younger guys.
Oh, I will
Is
have you know, I met an 80-year-old who did have tattoos. I didn't
yeah, but
sleep with him,
he
but
probably got them when he was younger, though, right?
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think like older guys are going into tattoo shops and getting tattoos. I don't know though. I don't have a tattoo. I'm just speaking out of my ass here, but I'm just assuming that that's like a younger dude thing.
Probably, yeah.
Like, I'm surprised you don't have a West Wing tattoo.
You
Me
know what?
too.
I'm actually going to. I don't know where I'm gonna put it, but I'm gonna have Leo McGarry's name. I was thinking either on my hip or on my other ankle.
Hmm.
So that's something I've been in the process of doing for years. But
Maybe when we're all in or I said Mexico. Maybe when we're all in
Mexico.
Vegas. Um, not in Mexico. Maybe when we're all in Vegas, I'll get my first tattoo. But all of you have to get one with me. I'm not doing
Okay,
this. I'm not.
I'll do it. I'll fucking do it. Let's
I'm
do it.
not doing this by myself. So all of you, I don't. I'm not gonna say what you're getting. You can pick that out. But all of you have to do it too.
Well, fuck yeah, I'll do it. We can go
Lo-
get let's get our tattoos at Circus Circus. They have a tattoo shop in there.
Oh yeah.
long as Lauren gets a tattoo too.
Lauren
Well,
probably has like a million tattoos, okay, and they're each qualified of which STD he currently has, okay.
well, if I was gonna say if they use the needle to give Lauren his tattoo, they have to change it to give me mine.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
god, so I can't even fucking imagine.
You
They
imagine getting
gotta.
Oh my
hepatitis from
god.
Lauren. You can get. What if you got hepatitis from
I can get
Yeah.
hepatitis from looking at him.
him?
Well,
Okay?
you you
Let's
get
not.
the you get a tattoo in the same chair or on the same table as him, and you might get a STD.
I
Mm.
mean, I think I have an STD right now just because we're talking about him.
Yeah,
So,
he's
No.
kind of like how women say they go to like a Chris Brown concert and they leave pregnant. Lauren is kind of like if you brush into Lauren, you leave with an STD, right? Isn't that how it works? You brush
yeah,
into him and you leave with an STD.
I'm staring clear away from what was it, TJ Maxx?
Hmm. Well,
Like I am.
we
Yeah,
want you to
no,
go
I'm
there
gonna go to
though.
fucking Marshalls. I'm sorry.
Well, we need you to get suss out Lauren in person and make him record a audio drop for us promoting our podcast.
All right. Oh, I'll be your little guinea pig, and I'll go to TJ Maxx, and I will just stalk the aisles until like I finally find him.
I think he works in the health and beauty. Of all the pictures, that he was in like the makeup and
Because of
hair.
course he does.
Yeah, I think that's where
I
he's
Mm.
at
mean, yeah, that does not shock me.
because he's totally into health and beauty.
And STDs, apparently. Yeah, it's
Does I'm trying to remember. Does TJ Maxx have a pharmacy or no?
no.
No, they
Oh
don't
well,
have a
they
pharmacy.
need to install one in his or something.
Oh my gosh. Please don't. I'm good. You guys are gonna make me actually go to Vegas, not just like I'm in the suburbs.
Wait, what happened?
You stupid bastard. Sorry, I was. I'm
So,
gonna murder this man.
I, I think her man scared her.
He snuck up behind me,
Oh,
well,
and I turned
close.
around,
It is close to Halloween. That's
and
what they're
I
supposed to
turned
do.
around, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I'm sorry, I screamed really loudly.
You
true.
did. You did.
Anyways.
Does he want to talk to us about like editing and Hollywood and reality TV or what?
Um, you want to talk about editing in Hollywood reality TV? No? Okay, go back to your cave. Bye bye.
Do you
Sure.
keep him locked in a cage? I'm just curious. Does he have to use a bathroom in the cage, or can he come out to go?
No.
Because some people, they let them out to go to the bathroom, and then some people, they
I'm
just tell
not
them to go
that
in the cage.
liberal. He has a kitty litter.
Do you change the litter at least once a week?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm not cruel.
you're not a monster, right? You're not a
No.
monster.
No. Oh my god, but I need to
So,
get some
so,
revenge.
so George, did you see the post Renee posted about? I texted you, but it was along the lines of Renee says that opportunities are coming for her and that she's TV gold, and if you don't like seeing her, turn off your TV.
I did see that, and I don't know, like, if she's delusional. Like, okay, so
Yeah, I can answer that. Yeah, she's fucking delusional. What do
I
you
mean,
mean? I don't know. What do you mean? I don't know.
I want to look at it from like a different standpoint, because I was like, well, she is good TV, but she also followed it up with, opportunities are coming and I'm going to be on TV for a long time. And if you don't like it, you are the
Mhm.
problem. I was like, so I don't know how true that is. Like, I don't think that there are people blowing up her phone right now trying to cast her. Cause like look at E. Scott, for instance, right? Like E. Scott he was good TV. He went
Mhm.
on there and he acted crazy. He told Pedro he was gonna bang his mom. Like, there was good TV in there. But then after filming Wrapped, nobody was trying to blow up his phone to cast him on anything else. So I was like, I don't think she is gonna be casted on anything else. Like, I think that we're gonna see her on here and she's gonna go back to Espanola, New Mexico, or wherever the hell she's at, and we're never gonna hear from her again. Like, that's just my
Mhm.
opinion.
Do you want me to, for the people that are listening, do you want me to read her actual words real quick?
Yeah, let's go over the comment so everybody can hear it, because this wasn't her account is pretty private, so you guys
Mhm.
might not have seen this. So let's go over it for everybody.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to read the second one first. It's short and sweet, then I'll go read the longer one. But the second one says, oh, trust me, this is definitely not the end of me. I'm TV gold. I'm not going anywhere. If you don't like me, turn your TV off. And then the longer one, it says, in fact, I feel like I'm coming out and doing more and more, not so shy and reserved anymore. I'm starting to feel so much better. Opportunities are coming. I finally got I finally got to go I finally l- sorry, her reading her fucking English is annoying. I finally got to let go of something I was holding on to. I don't have a future to question. It's day by day in the end. I know I'll have it my way. I'm a rising star. Keep talking about me. That's how one becomes known. The truth in my journey is positive. And that's it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Cry me a fucking river.
Well, I think she's right that she is reality TV gold, but I don't think that her career is gonna flourish after this. Like,
Mhm.
we like a good train wreck, but there's not gonna be a spinoff, the Renee show or anything coming after this. Like, we're not gonna see that.
Yeah, I don't think
I
anyone's.
agree. I mean, I think yeah, she's batshit crazy, and that sells. Especially in reality TV, and with the whole like with her experience on the show. I also think it's just like I think she might be a little bit of a passing phase. I don't think she's gonna be on the second season. I don't think, I mean, she's the crazy chicken lady.
Hmm. Yeah, I think she's getting high off her own fumes a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, isn't what they say? Don't drink your own Kool-Aid. She's drinking the Kool-Aid, and she's buying into it. And I mean, don't get me wrong, she's interesting to watch. She's fun. She makes for a hell of a good meme, but she's not gonna be the next. Who is that one girl from Vanderpump Rules that like blew up? I can't remember her name now. She's not gonna be the next big thing.
Saucy.
Sassy, yeah, like, she's not gonna be the next big thing, and I think that's where her mind is going. And her mind it needs to come back down to earth. It's on some other planet, because that's where she's from, another planet. So
Like I will
She's
say,
from the chicken verse.
I will
That's
say
where she's fucking from.
I will say if they did some like stunt casting for Single Life and like if she was on Single Life with Big Ed or Single Life with like Lauren on a date, I would probably watch that.
no, I would love to watch her go on a date and then tell her date, that Earth was not a program when it started. And like, I would love for her to talk about chickens and aliens and stuff to someone. Like, don't get
Mhm.
me wrong, she's not wrong. She's good reality TV,
She is.
but they disinvited her to the tell all. So I don't know where she
But
thinks
they
she's.
have Lauren.
Well, yeah, Lauren is still there, which I'm happy with. Like, we need to have, and again, I think I said this before. I need them to stop disinviting people to tell-alls. If it's gonna be a train wreck, we earned it. We stuck together. We stuck with it for 24, 25 episodes. We deserve a train wreck. Tell-all. So stop telling people they can't come.
Mhm.
Let them come and act stupid. We want to see that. I'm tired of that. Like, I'm sick of them
Mhm.
deciding what level of entertainment we deserve. If I stuck through it for 25 episodes, I want to see two crazy people go at it. That's what I deserve.
Yeah, no, but that's a good point. If she's uninvited from the tell-all, that's a knock on her future TLC, perspective coming back or whatever.
Even non TLC, like other networks look at stuff like that. Like, they look at your relationship with your past network. So they're
Hmm.
like, oh, well, why didn't they want you to finish, conclude the season? Or they're going to look at that. It's just like you go get a job and they do background check. They're going to look at everything. They're going to be like, oh, well, they hired you and you filmed
Hmm.
with them, but then they fired you before you could finish. They're going to want to know why. So she's basically screwing herself over, because that kind of happened with Scott. He did his shit with TLC, and then he talked shit about TLC. So the other networks were like, "Well, I don't want to invest a whole bunch of money into you, and then you talk shit about me." So I
Hmm.
think that she dug her own grave. She fucked up her opportunity. If there was an opportunity there, I'm not saying that there was. She probably screwed it up on her own.
Yeah, no, she's probably if she's too wackadoodle to be on the tell-all, that's a glaring sign.
Right? They let Angela Deem on a tell-all, right? Like, like, how wacky do you have to be? Do you remember the one tell-all where Angela was wearing the red jumpsuit and she came out
Yes.
and
Hmm.
she just started calling everybody a MFer, like literally
Yes.
right as she
I mean, that
came
was
out.
fucking gold. That was fucking
Yes,
gold.
Yeah.
yeah, that was one
That's
of
what
the
we look for in these tell-alls. We don't want you to be sit racks and poised and demure. We want you to be fucking obnoxious and outrageous. Like, that's
that
why we watch.
that's what we deserve. So
Hmm.
Exactly.
the fact that they think that they're like, oh no, we can't have this person on because they're gonna be too outspoken. No, let it. They let Angela walk out. She literally called, I think, Yara a MFer and then Usman a MF and B within the first 30 seconds of her walking out. Like, that was, and I was so down. I was so into it. I was like, damn, this is the best tell all I've seen in a while. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Stop telling people they can't come. Let everybody show up. I don't know if y'all ever watched
Do
the
it.
Real House. Remember the Real Housewives, the first tell-alls, and they were like throwing drinks and flipping tables. That's what
Oh,
we
it was
deserve.
fucking amazing.
We deserve that.
What is
We
that?
deserve it all.
The Real Housewives tell-alls. That's when Andy hosts or what?
Well, now he does, but
Hmm.
back, like, when the Housewives were newer, they used to have like a tell-all where they would be like in this big studio, right? And then the
Hmm.
women would like throw things at each other, pull each other's hair, flip tables, and attack each other. And I'm not saying, again, I'm not condoning violence. I don't think violence is ever okay, but if it's already recorded, I can't change it. So if that's
Oh
what goes
yeah.
down, that's what goes down, right?
Hmm. True. By the way, you want me to you know how people leave comments on the chat on the
Oh yeah, let's go
podcast
through
chat?
the
Do you want me to read
comments.
some of the comments?
Yeah, let's go
Yes.
through the comments.
Okay, let's go through some. Let's see. Some of these are like out of context of what we're currently talking about, so let me just throw them in there. Let's see. I'm just trying to see which ones are good. I'm just going through them. All right. Narcissistic people are very clever. Exactly, George. Somebody wanted to know the website that like Colt uses to get all these women. So Brian says, "What website does he use to meet these women? Asking for a friend." And then let's see. The ending. I'm just reading random people's comments. Those are totally different topics every time. The ending of The Last Resort is very predictable.
Yep.
Um,
Yes.
let's see. I don't know, man. Some beautiful women love uggos.
Oh my God, this is true. This is true. I was talking about this a few
Hmm.
weeks ago with one of my friends, and I can't remember. I kept bringing it up. Okay, so no offense to Jay-Z, but Beyonce's hot, right? And she is in love
Careful,
with this.
George. He might come after you.
Yeah, she might kill me, guys. If I disappear, y'all know what happened. But
I know.
she's beautiful, and she let this uggo dude cheat on her, walk all over her. And so many of these, it seems like the more powerful the woman or the more beautiful the woman, the uglier the dude ends up, that they really, really love. Like they might date like a fitness trainer or a model or whatever. It won't last. But the ugly dudes, that's who the really hot chicks fall for. I don't know why that is.
Well, didn't Jasmine say like that's why she liked Gino?
Yeah, she said it because he was, I don't want to, she didn't use the word ugly, but she used, like, I don't remember what the terminology was, but she basically called him a frumpy old dude,
Mhm.
basically, and was like,
Even
cuz
the
he,
ugly dudes cheat.
wait, ugly dudes are cheating on beautiful women?
Oh my god, yeah, they'll cheat on anything. I think
Mhm.
it's I don't know. I knew someone who was like, she was a model and she was dating this guy and he was definitely not attractive. Like, and he ended up cheating on her, and she would say, like, she would get cheated on by like all these guys. And it's just true. It's like even the ugly guys cheat. Men cheat.
I don't know. I think that attractive guys cheat more than ugly guys. Am I wrong? Like, I feel like
Mhm.
the opportunity presents itself more. So there's more temptation than an ugly guy would
Sure.
receive.
I think you're right.
I mean, I don't know. I think that, you know, other, okay, what's the best way to say this without saying sound mean? But like, I think the uglier the guy, the less opportunity he has to be with a super hot different type of, like, different women. So I think if a guy is a model, fitness trainer, whatever they are doing these days, and they look a certain way, there are more women throwing themselves at them, so they have more opportunity to be cheaters. I think, like, for instance, do you guys think that Gino, like, for instance, hypothetically, if a woman was to walk up to Gino and throw herself at him, and he was, oh, also hypothetically, he's still with Jasmine, would you think that he would cheat on Jasmine? I don't think he would,
No.
because he already has what he wants at home. And again, guys, this is hypothetical. We know what's going on with them. But I just feel like if you're a guy who is not in an equal looks relationship, like, you're less likely to screw it up because you
Mhm.
know it'll be harder for you to get another person who would date you, I guess, who looks the way that this person looks. I it's hard to
Like
explain.
to one way I would look at it is if you're like if you're a personal trainer, for example, you don't really have to do much work as far as like cheating or finding a new chick. But if you're an ugly guy, you gotta like charm the chick and be like you gotta put in a lot of work to get to cheat even.
Yeah. Basically, when you look a certain way, a woman doesn't need to be courted or wined or dined. She's
Yeah.
already ready.
Yeah.
Because they already, yeah, when you walk down the street and you look good, a woman will undress you with her eyes. She's already ready. Like, when you walk down the
Mhm.
street as a normal looking dude, you got to convince her. Because first of all, she's not even interested. You got to convince her why she should even give you a chance. There's a lot more work involved. When you're hot, hot people like hot people. So if she's hot, you're hot. Y'all might be
Mhm.
in each other's bed the same day. You know.
Yeah, or if you're in a Mexican resort, you just may go to the pool in the middle of the night or something.
Well, yeah, wait till everybody's asleep and you go in the pool and, two hot people doing what hot people do. Like, it's just, cheating is so much easier. And Coco, though, you're 100% right. Everybody cheats. You nailed that shit. Everybody, pretty, ugly, whatever, they all cheat. But I just think that beautiful people have way more opportunities to cheat.
I think, well, but you know what? I also think beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I mean, my taste in men. Like, you're obviously a lot of people are not going to find my taste in men attractive, and that's fine. But that's just my taste. So I think beauty is very subjective.
You're right. You're right. That's true. Because you're right. There's a lot of really hot women who they're like, oh, I want a guy who's a nerd, who wears glasses, who's book smart,
Yeah,
who
yeah.
has 2 degrees. You know, he might drive like
Like
a
I find that sexy. Like to me, that's very sexy. Someone who's really intelligent and smart, holds a conversation. All that. I mean, that's what I
See,
think.
that makes sense because when you look at people like Sarper, who probably couldn't tell you the timetables, like it's really
He
confusing,
doesn't even know what that is, George. Give him the
right?
benefit of the doubt, okay? Please.
So it is confusing because it's like, I don't know, I was raised old school, so it's like men. I was raised, okay, first of all, this is not real, this is just how I was raised. So I was raised in an idiot southern town. Men are supposed to be smart, and like they are supposed to be able to explain everything to everyone. So like, and as a man, you're supposed to have a good job, a good education, you're supposed to be smart so you can like mansplain to everyone. But that's just how I was raised. But like, it's weird when I see women, they'll be in a relationship and she's smarter than the guy. Like the guy's dumb. He has no idea what's going on. He doesn't have a job. He doesn't have education. He can't do anything. But she's just with him because she likes the way he looks. And it's just a weird, but like you said, women have their things and their kinks, and men do too. So a lot of times, like for instance, I never understood Larissa and Colt. She kept saying,
I never understood that either, darling.
because she
It's
kept saying, "Oh, I love him and he's so
Yeah.
cute," and I was like, "You gotta be lying, right?" But some women really do have attraction to non-traditional
I mean, I hate
looks.
to say it, but there is a kink called the feeders kink, which if you guys are not aware of, it's like women or men who are like over, it's like my 600-pound life, okay, seriously, and there are some really attractive men who are into that.
Oh, did you say what did you say it was called?
Feeders.
Feeder. Yeah, I've seen this. I think on
Yeah.
My Strange Addiction.
Yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, yeah,
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 and
yeah.
you're
So
right.
you're gonna have all types of men and women. Doesn't matter what they look like. Whether the society's like version of like super super hot. Everyone's into different things, and there's nothing to be like like if you're into something, and maybe it's not something I find particularly attractive. Like that's fine.
But by the way, there's a comment in the comment section that actually talks about Colt, and it says the draw. This is from Z's mom. She says the draw for Colt is that he seems harmless. Women feel safe, like he won't cheat or mistreat them. That's why he's able to pull them in.
Ah,
That's interesting. So yeah, like maybe they think, oh, he's a good guy.
yeah,
Um, but he's
I
really
can see
not. He's a
that.
piece of shit.
Because yeah, look at the persona in the beginning. He was a good guy who never really had a serious relationship, who loved his mom, who worked every day to take care of his mom. He did seem like a very safe choice, right? Like
Mhm.
he didn't seem like the type that would cheat or lie or be abusive. Like he didn't seem. So yeah, I can see that. Maybe that is the appeal. He seems harmless. He doesn't seem like a manipulative narcissist a-hole, which he is, but he doesn't seem that way to women at first.
But
Right.
then he ends up being a monstrous asshole. Is what I hear from
Right.
every woman
Yeah,
he's
but
with.
I also think like, did the fame go to his head? Is that why he's like this, or was he like this pre 90 day?
See, that's a good
That's a
point.
good question.
That's what I would like to know. Like maybe Larissa fell for him because maybe he was a nice guy. And then, once the fame hit, when the camera started rolling, maybe he turned out to be a complete dick.
See, I think you're on to something because I did get a good, decent dude vibe from him in the beginning, and he
Hmm.
said less and less narcissistic things in the beginning. Right when Larissa
Right.
first got here and she moved in, and his mom was there, and he tried to cater to both women. He was respectful to both women, and you're right. As time progressed, we started seeing a more narcissistic side of him. So you're right. Maybe you're right. Maybe okay. So on another note, what if Big Ed was a decent human being before he got so famous?
But
Because
I
that.
don't think he was.
Oh, so you think he's just always
I
been in?
I will say
He's always
just
been a dick.
yeah, because if you
Really?
if you look at his
Yeah.
exes and his relationship, like, with his kids, you know, um it just, to me, he's always just been like that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel
It.
like
So I feel there's a different vibe. Yeah.
People in San
Yeah.
Diego, I always hear stories, and I think it's probably before the fame, but in San Diego, he's always kind of like a douche or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Eh,
yeah.
I guess some people are just bad.
Oh, by the
But
way, sorry, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, but you're right though, Coco. I think reality TV turns nice people into bad people. I think you're right.
Especially if they never had fame before, because it's like, or they never had money before. Now they're having like the clout, the status. And I think it's either you know how to handle it right away, or it just completely consumes you.
Yeah.
True. Do you want to let Lana speak or something?
Oh, Lana's
Lana,
here.
no, we have okay. She has an update for us, by the way.
She
Oh, she
does.
does.
She does, so we have to let her talk.
So
Which
Lana,
you heard from her? Let's see.
I got a DM.
Okay.
so Lana, you weren't here last week, and we felt like we were left hanging, because we needed a little update. So we waited
Oh my
two
god.
weeks. Right? It's been 2 weeks, right? Or am I doing the math wrong? I feel like you
No,
weren't here. Yeah, she wasn't here last week, right?
You're right.
right.
So yeah, I
Well,
want to know if you got any new information on our no longer missing person, right? Because I don't think she's
mhm.
missing anymore.
All right. Well, so I know Lana's listening, but I'm trying to get her to become a speaker, but nothing's happening.
Hold on.
Oh, I think she has to request first,
Oh,
right?
Lana, can
Mm,
you request real quick, and I'll let you in.
well, and she has to. Maybe we don't know if she's like at her phone or not. Oh, there
Yeah,
she.
she
No, she's
might.
there. She is.
There she
Oh, there she
is.
goes.
Okay.
Guys, hello.
Hey,
Long
How's
time.
Hi.
everybody doing?
Good.
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 Good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I did. I sent Coco a message because she missed the one that we did where I told you guys how I met up with her father and gave all her things
Mhm.
back. Coco had missed all that. I think she was moving.
I missed that.
Yeah. I think you were moving at that
True.
time or something. And
I was,
yeah,
yeah.
so that's really the last update I had. I've never heard anything else since, but she's constantly on my mind because I just feel in my heart that her parents have her locked up because of her lifestyle.
Oh my god.
And I just think it's so terrible, so terrible. And I keep looking for that guy, Joey's name, to see if he books again because I want to talk to him.
Mhm. Yeah. What if he books with a new chick?
True. True. You know what I was thinking too? I was thinking on those laptops, I was like, I bet you the video they made in that apartment is in that laptop.
Oh my god.
Because for somebody to bring their green velvet couch with them, they use that couch a lot for videos.
Mhm. Do you think the video they recorded is up on the lady's
You know,
OnlyFans?
it could be. It could be because I did find OnlyFans contracts in her paperwork. So
True.
definitely could be.
I mean, she could be sitting on a gold mine if we gave her enough publicity.
Right. Like the ones that I seen online with her name, I followed them just so that maybe I can see if this lady's talking, if she's, on the daily grind or whatever. And I haven't heard nothing from that lady.
Mhm.
I
True.
I I,
That's
I went back
crazy.
to when I first told you guys about it, and one of you said, I can't remember who it was, but one of you said that maybe she took some drugs and flipped out. I'm wondering if that's a possibility.
Well, a lot of times when people do these videos, like, and sometimes they have to like work with people they don't really know very
Right.
well, so they have to, it's either alcohol or drugs to make, take the edge off, because sometimes it's not easy to do something really intimate with someone that you don't really
That's
know.
true.
So maybe she took a combination of something and she flipped out and she ended up calling someone, and that's how her parents or her sister or whoever figured it out, and then it's all downhill from there.
Right.
Or maybe he called, maybe she flipped out, he got her phone, he freaked out, and he called
I'm
somebody,
thinking
and
that
that's how
too.
they
Maybe
figured it
they
out.
both took something, but she flipped out and he got scared and he took off. His ass was gone at 5 a.m.
True.
And they
So,
probably
so
never slept
Lana,
that whole night.
mhm. So Lana, any 90-day topics you want to talk about?
Let's see. You know what?
Y-
It's just funny how every meme I see of the couple in where are they at? Indonesia, I think. What's her name that cries all the damn time? Tata.
Tata.
There you
Oh
go.
yeah.
Every meme I
Yep.
see is of her crying. It's
Well, yeah,
ridiculous. If this
she
bitch
cries
is so
every
unhappy,
episode.
why is she with that man? She said she needed to go home because she was sick and our doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong with her. Now she's home and she's still crying every damn day. I mean, bitch, what do you want? Like, really?
Do,
I don't I don't think that she's like unhappy with James per se. I think that she's just one of those people that cries. Like, you know how Jasmine, no matter what was going on, wasn't necessarily that she was pissed off at Gino, just whatever the situation was in front of her, it made her
Right,
cry. Like, I don't think that she's like fully unhappy with James. I think that she just cries all the time because life in general is just a lot for her.
right.
Because I don't think that she hates him because they've been together for five
Yeah, that's a
years.
long time.
So I was like, it can't be that she just hates this guy because she could have easily just packed her shit and went back to Indonesia. I think that it has to be she's just one of those people that like crying is their love language. They just cry all the time. You know who else did that? Darcy. I know. Remember we were watching Darcy and her
Yes,
seasons. Whenever something went wrong, she would just start crying.
yes.
Just
Yeah, she had to try to
that's just
squeeze those
people.
tears out of those eyes of hers. Yeah, she had to squeeze them out
It's
real
it,
hard.
it's like a what do you call it? Defense mechanism, right?
Yes.
Like they just start crying. I think that that's just how she is. I don't think that she actually hates James. I don't buy that. I think that she's the type of person when something goes wrong, her first reaction is to cry because Jasmine was the same way.
Right. It just shows her immaturity.
but by the way, that meme I posted about James's moobs, man boobs, um, because I know James follows me on Instagram, and then so today I was curious. I was like, let me just check because on Instagram I think it's pretty easy to check who liked your post. So I was trying to see if like the verified James account liked my moobs meme post, but he didn't. He didn't like it.
Oh,
I wonder
that
why.
sucks.
Yeah,
That
that's not a
means that he
surprise
doesn't.
though, is it?
That means that he doesn't have a sense of humor. That
Uh,
sucks. I don't like it when people don't have a sense of humor.
yeah, he should have liked it anyway, even though it's like goofing on him.
It's
Exactly. Like
funny,
they said, any
and
press is better than no press, right? He should like it regardless.
Mhm.
You're speaking on his damn name.
I know.
his boobs were impressive though. They were very impressive. I was surprised.
Oh, by the way, this is a throwback. Remember when Lauren was on our podcast and then he was talking about the Vietnamese woman in
Yep.
Washington?
Yes.
So he sent me a photo of her.
Wait, we can see the Vietnamese. Wait, so is it the Vietnamese woman that he was living with, or the daughter?
I'm assuming the mother.
Okay, so the mother, because I remember he was trying to impregnate the daughter
Uh,
to get a
Oh my
house.
god, I still can't believe that fucking shit. I'm sorry. It's to me. It's I'm just like, what the fuck? Like,
I'm
what
trying.
is going on? Like, no, you don't understand. That night, I pissed my pants. I people think I'm joking. You guys think it's like a figure of speech. Like, no, I literally pissed my pants from laughing. Okay,
Mhm.
so oh my god.
Let me see if I could find the photo he sent me.
Yeah,
Uh,
I would love to see that. And also, guys, later after we're done with this topic, I did want to share with you a photo of the Instagram profile that is the woman that is dating Chantel from the family Chantel. I want
Oh,
to
Oh.
I want to do a little reveal with you guys. I got some info
all right.
from a really good source, and I believe I am about 85% sure that this is the woman. Okay, so I can't say that she was the woman that she was with at the or at the 90-day Mexico single house. I can't verify that, but this is the woman that she is spending a lot of time with now.
it's probably her. I feel like.
Yeah, so I'm gonna post it later, but we're not ready for that. I want to finish what we're talking about now, but and then to get
Uh,
everybody's reaction to the photo.
oh, of the Vietnamese woman.
Yeah, I want
Okay.
yeah, we need to
Uh,
see this Vietnamese
okay.
woman
So I'm
because
gonna. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna like hide her name just because I don't want to put her name out there publicly, but I'll show you her photo.
yeah, that's fair.
Okay, I'm gonna put it in the chat of the Twitter space. Hold on one second. Let's see. And then I'll retweet it after I post it, so it'll pop up on my feed. Let's see. Sorry, I'll give me a second. Okay, I just posted the photo of the Vietnamese woman, but my Twitter app is like freezing up.
Okay. Oh wow.
Okay, let's see. Where is it?
Well, let me try to retweet it.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it either.
All right, yeah.
I see it.
Oh, you can see it? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
wait, I saw it.
redhead?
I just saw it. I just saw it.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, okay. This isn't what
She's
I
like a very
expected.
pretty face.
Yeah, this isn't what I expected at all. The way that he described her,
No.
and
Well,
remember
Mhm.
he
she's a
said that.
redhead.
Remember he said that she prayed to like a Campbell soup can. Like this isn't what I expected.
I I forgot about that.
Yeah. So
George, do not make me piss on my mink fur coat. I swear to God, I will kill you. I will fucking kill you.
I had a vision in my mind of who, like, what a person would look like who prays to a Campbell soup can, and this isn't what I had in mind. Like this,
Oh, stop it.
this is
Oh,
not what I thought at
but
all.
to be fair,
Yeah,
she is a redhead, so we already know she's fucking crazy. So,
yeah, yeah. Lauren says she's crazy.
I
well,
mean,
it's
redheads,
Lauren.
they have fun. I like a redhead. So okay, but she's way prettier than I thought. So I don't know why I assumed that she was like, I don't know,
The
kind of.
Wicked Witch of the West.
Well, right. Like I assumed she looked like someone who was on meth. I don't know. I'm just like I don't know.
Well,
Like
he did
Mm.
say she was on meth.
well, right. So looking at
Allegedly.
Oh, sorry,
allegedly.
allegedly.
So looking at this photo, I'm it's you know how you have a predetermined outcome in your head of something. So she's pretty and she
Mhm.
looks younger than I thought. So and she doesn't look like a person who would pray to a soup can. So the whole thing is just it's hitting me off guard.
Yeah, and then when he sent me the photo, he was like, "Yeah, that's my crazy Vietnamese ex, and she's the woman I left to go be homeless in Las Vegas."
Oh,
So,
well, that sounds like a
Interesting.
very poor choice.
so
Well,
anyway,
she's
uh,
pretty.
true.
But
Pretty
again, I don't
psycho.
I mean, yeah, I don't know how accurate
I don't
his
know.
stories were, so I'm not gonna be in her DMs or
Well,
anything,
that's
but
true too. He could have been like super exaggerative, you know.
well, yeah, some you know what they say, there's two sides, well, three sides to every story. Their side, your
Mm,
side, and the truth. So
yep.
maybe his side of the story is a little exaggerated, right?
Mhm. So instead of a Campbell soup, it was a Progresso soup.
Yeah, Progresso chicken noodle, the chunky one.
Oh,
Yeah,
that explains a lot.
You know, you got to put a little more faith in the chunky soups.
true. Oh, so then you said you were gonna. What were you gonna say? Do about the Chantel
Okay, yeah.
woman?
So there's I'm gonna post some photos in the chat right now. Um, this is the girl that is rumored to be Chantel from the family Chantel's new girlfriend.
Mm.
So I'm gonna post them in the chat now, and then we're gonna do some live reactions to that. So I posted the account,
Okay.
and then I scrolled down so you can see some of the photos as well. And notice in her bio, she has an agent
Oh.
and music, which, you know, it makes me a little skeptical. You know, when you see someone inserting themselves into a TV show and they have representation and they have
Oh, okay. I
music.
got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it now.
Mhm.
So what do you think?
Whoa, wait, wait, wait. So who's he dating? Who's she dating?
Chantel
Chantel.
from the family Chantel.
Shut the fuck up.
Wait, were you not here on Wednesday? No, you weren't.
No,
So did you not know that Chantel is now in a relationship with a woman?
no,
So you're
Good.
like this. My bad. I should have like caught you up before I did this.
no, because no one informed me we were doing a show on Wednesday.
It was an emergency. We
Oh
literally
my
didn't know.
god.
Yeah, but if you read my tea, you would know that she ended the season with a chick.
Yes. And again, okay, I can't say that this is the chick she ended it with. I haven't gotten confirmation of that, but this is who she was just at a music festival with very, very recently. So this is a current
Got it.
woman in her life. I don't know if she was the one who was actually with her filming. I can't. I'm positive. I'm not fully positive, but I'm pretty sure it is. But I can't say that with 100% accuracy, so I won't say it.
Mhm.
Yes. Oh, okay. Well, that was my reaction.
Well, do you think? Oh, and notice the woman. Okay, 3 pictures down. Okay, so the middle picture is Chantel, and the
Yeah.
3 pictures down, it's a picture of her with Chantel's mom.
Mhm.
And then if you scroll down some more, there's like pictures with her and River. So she's very, very close with the family too. So
Got it.
I have my skeptics. I'm skeptical about the relationship because I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel that Chantel's a lesbian, and I know it's not
Mhm.
me, especially not a man, to tell a woman what her
No.
orientation is. I just don't know if that's like legit. Like I don't know how
Mhm.
legit that is. She doesn't strike me as one, but again, who am I, a man, to tell a woman what her orientation is? I just didn't realize or feel that was the vibe. And I know that the very pretty women sometimes use that as a way to get attention or get on TV or whatever. So
Sure.
I'm not fully sold that she's a lesbian. Like I'm just gonna
I'm
be.
not either. Sorry.
Mhm.
But what do y'all think of this woman? Do you think that this would okay? So if you picture Chantel as a lesbian, is this the woman you would picture her with?
Well, I
No.
will say she's not. I wouldn't really. So first of all, I wouldn't categorize her as like a lipstick. I'm talking. I'm not talking about Chantal. I'm talking about the other chick. I wouldn't categorize her as a lipstick
No,
lesbian.
she's like a
No,
butch femme.
no. Yes, she's
Yeah.
a butch. I think there's another word too. I think that you can say a stud, right? I think it's a stud.
Yes.
She
Yeah.
would be a
Yeah.
stud. She's got a really pretty face though, but she's a stud. So okay, so if you thought of her Chantel as a lesbian, did you think that she would be with someone like Shekinah,
Well,
like a lipstick lesbian? Looking?
so to me, if Chantel was with another lipstick lesbian, to me that'd be more fake than if she was with like a butch chick. To me, that'd be more of a real lesbian relationship.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Right. Okay.
Mm,
I get the logic in that. I see it.
true. So I feel like maybe there's a little something to this. Who knows?
Right. I mean, it could be. Chantel has had a bad relationship and a bad marriage. I've heard a lot of women say in the past, like, I'm so done with men, I'm a lesbian now. Like maybe the trauma of her relationship and her marriage and everything falling apart on TV, maybe she really is done with men altogether, right? Because a lot of women say that they didn't start out, as a lesbian, but they just had so many bad interactions with men that's just where they ended up. So like it could be that type of situation too.
And I've
Hmm.
seen on a lot of reality shows where there's women that literally say, "Oh, I'm not gay or I'm not lesbian, but I'll let a woman go down on me."
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, and there's men who do that too.
True.
I've seen reality TV too, yeah. And I think that there's people who are very, what's the word, laxed with their boundaries when it comes to sexuality. Like there's women who will make out with other women at the club just because they had a few drinks. They're not lesbian, but they're just lax with their
That's me.
sexuality.
Right.
Wait, so Coco, you're a few drinks in, make out with a chick, girl.
Yeah.
Three white claws in, like right now.
So that's interesting. And Coco, you're definitely not into like you're not a lesbian at all, right?
No. No,
But
I'm
you
not.
would totally make out with a hot chick with a few
Yeah,
drinks
why
in.
not? Why
But
not?
okay, well, here I have a good question. Hold on. The same way you're with men, when it comes to lesbians, are you into like the Golden Girls?
Oh my god, I love that show. I've been watching it since I was like 5, and I also watch Designing Women.
But do you
Wait,
like old women?
No! Oh, that's what you meant. No,
Yeah,
no, God,
I
no.
meant gray-haired lesbos,
No, no,
so
like
you
no.
okay? In
like
order,
hold on, like
for you
what
to
was
make,
it? What was Sparkles' grandmother? Like her?
Who the fuck
Would
is
you go down on
Sparkles?
Sparkles' grandmother?
oh, you mean Jabri's grandmother? Oh yeah, she
Yeah,
was oh yeah, she was a lesbian. She was the preacher at the wedding.
yeah.
Oh.
So wait, do you have okay? So when you got a few drinks in, and you're
Okay.
gonna make out with a girl, does do you have like a standard? Like, does she have to look a certain way, or when you're just like lit, you're lit? Like, how does this work?
Um, well, I don't want her to look like a troll.
Okay, so what if they're like not a lipstick lesbian, but like a stud lesbian, or
Oh
wait, they don't
no,
have to be lesbian at all, right? Like you would just make out
no, it's
with a
just
girl,
like
right?
whatever. It's just whatever.
So wait, how do you pick the girl to make out with? Like,
Well, I
what do you
don't
look?
go out searching. It's not like, oh my god, I feel like making out with some lesbian at the club tonight. Um, no, it's just if it happens, it happens.
Interesting.
I know, isn't it?
It's so
Mhm.
interesting because when I go to clubs, I don't make out with guys. So the whole thing is just totally interesting to me.
Mhm.
Mm.
So yeah, so this is the picture. I wanted to share this with y'all. I got this actually got sent to me the other day, and I've
Okay.
just been looking around and investigating, and I'm pretty sure this is the girl. So, but again, I'm
Mhm.
not
Mm.
100% sold, but also I'm just a guy who doesn't have any right to tell anyone what their sexuality is. I just don't know if she's like a lesbian. Like I don't see that.
Right.
It's interesting that Molly Hopkins follows the lesbian.
Well, this woman is in Atlanta, which is
Hmm.
really close to where Molly is.
Hmm.
And I noticed that this person also follows like River, Winter, Miss Karen, Chantel. Like she's pretty connected with a lot of the Atlanta
Hmm.
90-day people. So that also raised and it made me raise an eyebrow because the first thing that I noticed was she has representation and she does acting. Because I was like, see, I never trust Sharp and TLC when I see people that have acting credits. Because I was like, well, who's to say that they didn't get cast for this role? So I always raise my eyebrow when I see that.
Yeah,
Because
there's a.
let's say they casted her to be one of the singles in the 90-day Mexico single house, and
Mhm.
it's not a real connection. She was there. Chantel saw this as a good way to get back in the game. She's like, my show just ended, I want to get back in the game. This might have been a good move for her, but it's not real. So it's like I always raise my eyebrow to that when they have acting credits.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I think for the show they definitely like hooked. My guess is they hooked up definitely for the show, but I don't know beyond the show. I feel like it's one of those things where it's like if TLC says, "Hey, we really liked you on the Mexican resort show. We want to have you on Single Life or another night, like a different 90-day series," then they'll definitely continue to stay on the 90-day series, whether it's like before the 90 days or something. They'll definitely do it for that. But
Right,
if
right.
but if TLC says no, we're not really interested in like pursuing you two together on TV, then at that point I could see them breaking up if like there's no TV interest. But if there's TV interest, they'll definitely like stay together for that.
Well, yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
see that. Like, I feel like when I saw that she had acting credits, and I was just like, huh, that just makes me skeptical as hell. I was like, this is an excellent opportunity to insert yourself in, So I was just like, I don't know how I feel about it.
True. Well, yeah. Let's see. I mean, I think we're kind of. I know we ran through all of our topics, and we've been on for 2.5 hours.
Oh wow, it's been a minute. Okay, I remember we used to run for 4 hours, guys.
I
Y'all,
yeah.
Yeah, but that was when we weren't professionals.
yeah,
Oh
that was a little more like lackadaisical and a little more barbaric. Like we're
Yeah.
sticking to a strict itinerary now, so things are a little more professional.
yes, we are definitely.
Yeah, it's like a better product when it's like tighter.
Yeah, nobody
Yeah,
has
you
a
said
more.
tighter.
I remember when I started my podcast and I was working on um times for podcasts, and I remember I started out with like 2 or 3 hours, and then the person helping me with editing, they're like, nobody has a 2 or 3 hour commute, so your podcast shouldn't be longer than a commute. And I was like,
Mhm.
damn, that's so smart. This is why I need you. I was like, they're like, because if they can't finish it by the time they get to work, they're not going to finish it. So you need to figure that out. So yeah, it makes sense.
True. Just a couple more comments. I guess I'll read in the comments that have been recently tweeted, which were, let's see. Colt was always an a-hole to his mother. He always had it in him. It wasn't the show. And then I guess this is about Colt. where it's Lana said, "Look at the chubby chasers," and then just in general, Cocoa Puff says the tea is still boiling. So
Oh,
anyway,
Mm.
yeah.
I don't remember the scenes with Colt and his mom in the very beginning. I don't know.
Hmm.
I mean, I do remember him like
Not
trying to
wanting to
kick.
buy flowers.
Yeah, and I remember him like saying that only after Larissa complained he was trying to kick his mom out because that's kind of how Colt's mom ended up in Canada. I do remember he kicked her out of the
Hmm.
house, but only because he was leaving the house. He wasn't gonna stay, so I think he was selling it. So I mean, it could be that Colt has always been an ass,
Hmm.
and the show just exasperated it. It just it made the condition worse. The condition worsened. The more followers and recognition he got, it got worse and worse.
True. Well, I think that's a good note to end it on. No.
Yeah, yeah, I think
I
that's
just
good.
want to
Well,
say one thing real quick about the tattoos you guys were talking about earlier. I
oh
had
yeah.
Hmm.
put my daughter's father's name on my back on my shoulder many years ago, and his name was Joe. And then it so happened I ended up with two more Joes after that, so it kind of worked out. Yeah.
Oh
Really?
wow.
You didn't have to change it to like
Nope.
Joseph.
Just had to keep. They were all
That
Joe,
is the most ironic
right?
thing that I've ever heard. So wait. I have a question though. So when first Joe is out of the picture and then second Joe is in the picture, when he first saw the tattoo, did he think that was his name, or did he know about, like, how did you explain that to
No,
him?
he knew it was the first Joe's name. They absolutely despised each other. I mean, they shot at each other literally.
Oh,
Did what?
They
I'm sorry,
shot at
what?
each other.
like with
Yes,
guns.
they literally were at a four-way stop in our neighborhood, and neither one of both of their cars ended up at the stop signs, and neither one of them wanted to stop, so they hit each other's car.
Oh, I
But
thought you
then at
said
what
they.
point did they shoot at each other though?
They shot at each other. It was in a foggy night, and it was the scariest night of my life. Matter of fact, I had just had my daughter, and I was putting her to bed, and all of a sudden, I hear shots coming through my house.
What?
Yes,
Like a bullet came in your house?
What the
many
fuck?
bullets came through my house. My daughter's father grabbed me. I had the baby in my arms, and he threw us literally to the ground. I mean, he really saved
Wait.
us.
So wait, I have a question though. So the Joe that shot in your house, you dated him,
Yes, he was my oldest daughter's father.
but he
Uh,
shot in your house after that, right? Not
Oh yeah,
before.
his daughter was in that house.
And he shot in the house with his daughter in
Yes.
it. Holy
so
shit!
then, okay, this is a juicy story. So then, bullets
What?
come flying, you
Lana,
dive to
what
the
the
I'm
ground,
fuck?
telling you guys,
and
I
then
can
what
write a
happened?
Are
story
you
on
a
my life.
walking Lifetime
I can write a
movie?
story on my life. It's that good.
Please
But okay, no, put
do.
it. Okay, so you're on the ground, bullets are whizzing, and then what
Yeah, I'm on the
happens?
ground. It's foggy as hell, so you can't see anything. You couldn't see the car he was in. You couldn't see absolutely anything. But then, I mean, we're all okay. Nobody got shot. Cops came, everything, because the neighbors heard it. Everybody heard it. And so they found a couple of bullets in my house. They came right through my living room window. You could just see the holes where that it left.
And you knew who
Oh,
it
I knew
was
exactly who it
off
was. It
top,
was the
off
first
rip.
Joe, the goddamn asshole on my back.
That's funny.
Whoa. Okay. Can we? Okay. So why would first Joe shoot in your house, with his child in the
Because they
house?
hated
What
each
was?
other that much. I don't know
But he was shooting at second Joe, but also you and the daughter were in the house.
exactly. Exactly.
So then, did he get arrested or
No.
what?
But 2 days later,
What do you mean no?
my Joe went and shot his place up.
What?
I swear to
Okay,
God.
did your Joe get arrested?
No.
What do
Okay,
you mean
what
no?
town do you live in where people just shoot at each other and nobody gets
Yeah, it's
arrested?
crazy.
Fresno.
It's crazy. Yep.
Fresno?
Remind me not to go
Like
there,
they say,
because when you
beautiful
shoot at people,
downtown Fresno.
No wonder the OnlyFans chick did her illegal activities
Right?
there.
Right? It's probably where all the money is.
Lana, you're like a walking Lifetime
Right?
movie. I swear to
Hmm.
Oh, you
God.
guys haven't heard
I
nothing yet.
swear.
If I told you some of my stories, we're going to have to do it one day where all of us can tell
Can we do
some type
like a
of
Lana
story.
special where like once a I think we should do like a Lana special once a week. She tells us the most like insane
Oh,
story
and you guys would
because
never believe it. I've
honestly,
got plenty of them.
I'm
I
just
just
well,
don't understand how you could shoot in someone's house and you don't get
Yeah,
arrested.
never got arrested,
I don't
neither one of
either.
them. And like I said, they hit each other's cars maybe like a week or so after that later. They hit each other's cars. And then about, I want
But
to say,
why do they hate
what was that?
I'm sorry. Why do they hate each other so much? I'm just how do they know each
Well, they
other?
know each other because we were all from the same area, so everybody knew everybody basically, But my the
Okay.
Joe, the tattoo on my back, the first one, he was my first everything, first boyfriend, first sexual experience, everything, you know. So then when
Okay.
I got pregnant
Okay.
with my daughter, he was already cheating with another girl and had another girl pregnant at the same time.
Okay.
And so we broke up. I
oh,
cried my first 3 or 4 months of pregnancy, cried my eyes out. I was so depressed. But then I realized it was the best thing I ever did, because
Mm-hmm.
he started beating on the second lady. So, and he had never touched
What?
me.
Jesus.
So I was like, okay, I thank God he did me a favor.
So was he dating the second lady while he was dating
Oh,
you?
I'm pretty sure he was, because our kid, my daughter and her son are only 4 months apart in age.
Wait, so did they end up going to school together?
No, he was a
Oh.
loser. I think he quit school probably at 15.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
No, wait, I mean the children, your kid, your daughter and the other kid.
Oh, did they go to school together? Yes,
Yeah.
and they knew each other. They still know each other. That's
Do
Oh
they
my
know do they
gosh.
know the situation?
yes. They know everything.
What?
Yes. My
Holy.
daughter, she didn't really like her dad too much. She would be respectful to him when he would come around and things like that. Like I always welcomed him to come to our house to see his daughter anytime he wanted. He would bring his new girlfriends over and shit like that. It was all good, you know. But my daughter didn't care for him too much. And I didn't trust him
Has
because I knew what he
ha-
did. He tried to he tried to kill Joe, but he tried to basically kill us too.
has any
Okay,
man
okay,
in
but
your
wait.
life ever been arrested for anything?
So wait,
Yes,
you
yes.
never
The first, the second Joe for beating my ass.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh.
wait, you never explained to me why the Joes wanted to kill each other.
I really don't. I really can't explain it. They just. I don't know if it was
I think
because
it's
of
just
me.
I think it's like a I think it's like a primal rage of like losing a
Yeah,
woman.
I'm thinking it was because Joe knew I was his first everything, so he was like, "She belongs to me" type shit.
But he
Yeah,
was cheating on you though.
Exactly.
it don't
Exactly.
matter. He's an abusive asshole.
That is
It's the craziest
crazy.
thing.
This
Craziest thing.
this if this is not a Tubi movie, I don't know
Yeah.
what
Well, let me
is.
tell you guys
This
the
is
ending of this
definitely.
movie. I get a phone call saying, "Hey, Joe's body is laying out in front of the church, laying out like Jesus Christ."
What?
Yes, he was
I'm sorry,
dead on
what?
the church steps with his arms laid out like Jesus Christ and his legs straight. And his girlfriend he was with at the time went to the local phone booth there and called 911 and said, "There's a body at the church."
He's dead figuratively or dead literally.
Dead,
Well,
literally,
obviously, if he's a fucking front of a church,
literally dead.
Shabooty.
Oh,
Okay,
because when I make a joke, people say, "Oh, I'm
Yeah.
dead."
No, he was like dead,
Yes, he's
dead.
dead,
but
dead.
Wait, so he died?
Yes.
how did he
Oh.
die? How did
I
he
still don't
die?
know. They're trying to say that his heart might have just gave out, but they couldn't really find a reason. But I knew it was drugs.
But
I
he
knew it was drugs.
but he was laying on the church steps like in a cross
Yes.
position.
His girlfriend positioned him like that before she went to call 911.
Why?
I don't know. I have no idea. But his
This is
sister, Joe's
this is
sister, found her and beat her to a pulp.
What the fuck?
Yes.
this is the
Oh,
craziest thing that I've ever heard, and I grew up in a cult.
Yes, guys, I've been through some shit.
This is this is the craziest thing I've ever
I've been
heard.
through some shit.
Like, so wait,
yeah.
Joe number one is dead,
And so is Joe number 2 now.
and so is Joe number
Yes.
two.
Yeah, well, we learned Lana's a widow.
Yes. I'm a widow. I'm a widow from
Oh.
the third Joe.
Okay, damn it. Oh yeah,
Oh.
all three Joes.
So
Oh,
all
damn.
three. Wait, all three Joes are
All
dead.
three
Okay, so
Joes
if
are
this was a
gone. I
date,
mean, you don't know how many
if
times I've
this
been I've been called a black widow and joked about and
Well, I was gonna say, Lana, if this was a Dateline NBC episode, you're my first
Right,
suspect.
Okay. Well, the first Joe, like I said, died in front of the church steps. The second Joe passed away in a car accident, head-on car accident, on his way to see me.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
He had called me and said, "Okay, I'm on my way. I'm going to take you out to lunch." And I said, "Okay, I'll be ready." He never shows up. And then one of the neighbors who was with his niece at that time came over and told me he was dead.
Somebody said this is why Lana watches 90 Day Fiance.
Right? You know what? I'm going to tell you right now, after the Joes I experienced in my life, that's why I dated an Indian guy. I was really trying. I was like,
Mm.
let me try something different here. I dated a nice looking white guy that oh my God, had a time of my life with. And I mean, I've had fun in my life. I got stories to tell, guys. It could be all night. So,
Somebody said Lana needs to change the tattoo to Joe List.
right? It's almost, I
Oh
mean,
my
it's sad to
God.
say.
Fucking
That
It's
was a
so
sad to
listener's
say,
comment,
but
not
it's
mine.
true. It's really true.
So,
I swear to God, if I meet another guy and he walks up to me and says, "Hi, how are you? What's your name?" "Oh, I'm Lana. What's your name?" "Oh, I'm Joe." I'll probably fall dead right there.
Mm.
so okay, random question. Did all three Joes know each other?
Yes.
See, that's even more
Yes,
what
they
the
weird.
all knew
fuck?
each other. But by the time I got with my husband was 9 years older than me. So he was older than our little group. So he never hung with them. He knew of them in town, but never hung with them. Nothing like that ever, went down. It was just the first two Joes. Those two couldn't stand each other.
Well, I have people that I can't stand, but I've never shot at them.
Right. Well,
So
I'll tell you one thing.
I don't
I
know.
honestly believe that because the second Joe was kind of a narcissist, so he was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I got this long, beautiful black Indian hair, and I'm gorgeous, and I can have any bitch I want." And I took your bitch. You know, he was that type that would put it in the first Joe's face, like, "Mine now, motherfucker," or whatever. He was just that type of person. He was very arrogant like that. And I feel like that's the only reason I could think of that he came after him. Because if not, the second Joe lied to me and didn't tell me really why it happened.
I feel like there's something deeply rooted in there because people can dislike each other, and I told y'all my family, everyone in my family has been married 3, 4, 5, 6 times. No one has ever shot at anyone's
Right?
exes. So like I feel like there's something deeply rooted in there. Like there's a lot of hate
Yes.
to shoot, to try to kill someone, and your kids are in the house. You gotta really hate
That's
somebody.
right.
So I don't know if you actually know what really went
I
down.
really truly
Like
don't.
I don't know.
All I know is that
So
after they hit each other's cars, and I was with the second Joe at that time, and after they hit each other's cars, he came home and whooped my ass because
Why?
they hit each other.
were all three Joes like African American or
No,
what?
no, all three Joes were Hispanic. All three.
Oh,
Yes,
all
all
three?
three.
Wait, all three were Hispanic. Wait, wouldn't wait, I don't know, I'm not gonna ask that. As well, I was thinking, like, I didn't know, is Joe an Hispanic name?
You know what? Well,
Yeah.
out of
I
the three
mean,
of them, two of them were called Jose. So that's a Spanish name.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Yes.
I got it.
So two
Okay,
of them,
got
their
it.
families called them Jose.
Okay, I
that's
got
my dad's name.
Yes. And do they call him Joe?
They call him
Oh,
Josie.
Josie. Wow.
it.
That's a new one for me.
Yeah.
So are you done with Hispanic men now?
You know what? I think I'm done with men in general right now.
Oh, so you're taking the Chantel plunge and you're going straight to the
Oh no. Oh
women.
no, it won't be a girly pond for me. No, no, no. I don't swim that way. No. No,
Oh, okay.
I'll never in my life swim that way. Although my daughter's
What?
a lesbian, she's married to a woman and I love her wife, but no, not for me.
Just not your
I
thing.
think for
Yeah.
me
I
what it
mean,
is that my husband that I lost to cancer, he was the best man I ever had in my
Oh,
life. So I just feel
I'm
like now
sorry.
nobody can compare to him. Nobody's going to be able to treat me like he did. No one's going to do me right, you
well,
know?
let me ask you this question. I have a friend who's a a medium. She's a psychic. Do you believe in reincarnation? Because I know for a fact that when certain people pass away in our lives, they come back in different
Oh yes.
forms. What if your husband was to be here in another form and you were able to talk to him and he told you he wanted you to be happy? Would you be willing to try to be in another
I
relationship?
think I would. But you know, before he passed away, the days before he passed, we had the best conversations of our lives. I mean, we talked for hours about absolutely anything and everything. And I told him, I said, Joe, if you can, I go, come back to me in some kind of way. I told him, I don't care if you have to mess with my phone, mess with my
Mhm.
radio, mess with my TV, just do something to let me know you're still with me. I need to feel you, you know? And
Mhm.
sure enough, the night of his funeral, I got home. After I showered and changed, I got a drink, sat down and started watching TV. My TV cut off. And so I'm
Oh
So
wow.
he,
I'm looking around like, wait, the lights are on, the clock's on, everything's on. Why how did my TV just turn off?
yeah, that was
It
definitely
was
him.
him. I believe it 100%. And the first thing I said was, Joe, I was like, oh my God, was that you? You know,
So,
the TV
so,
turned back
so it.
on, guys.
Mhm. So
Oh
are
yeah.
you? So do you think Manuel is hot?
No, hell no. And you know why? I'll tell you why. Because he reminds me too much of the first Joe. Oh God,
Really?
Did the
yes.
first Joe bang you in the
Yes. And
bathroom?
my first Joe, he was from
Yes. Hold
Mexico.
on.
Wait, what?
My first Joe was from
No,
Mexico.
no, I don't think you heard what I said, Lana. I said, did the first Joe bang you in the bathroom?
No, I don't think so. But I'll tell you what, I know why Ashley's with Manuel. Because Manuel
Why?
Why?
is hanging like a horse. Trust me on that. And Manuel can go all night long. Trust me on that.
What?
Yes.
Like a, not to use a stereotype, what, like a construction worker all night
All
like
night
long
long.
working?
All night long. You could play Lionel Richie's
God
song on a
damn.
repeat and he'll still be going.
What?
Yes. I guarantee it. Because Manuel is so much like the first Joe. Number one, he has no ass at all, no butt. It was all given to him in the front, if you know what I mean.
It was all in the elephant trunk.
Wow.
Yes.
God damn. This is our X-rated show, guys.
Well, I always questioned what Ashley saw in Manuel because I was very, very confused. So at least you've
Oh
clarified it.
yes.
So now I can
Oh yeah.
understand.
Yeah. And my Joe was from Mexico.
Oh, so he came to the US later in life.
Yes, he snuck here. Yes.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Wait, was he illegal the whole time he was
He was
here?
illegal the whole time he was here.
Oh, the plot keeps getting
Oh yeah.
thicker. So what did he do for work?
In the fields. He would work in the fields.
In the
Okay.
In the
what?
fields,
In the
like picking
fields?
cotton and fruit and grapes and all that. His whole family did it. His mother, his siblings, they all did it every single
Like
summer.
how could he speak English
Yeah,
or what?
he spoke English pretty good. He spoke it with an accent, but he spoke English pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, because Amanda's guy speaks like three words.
Wow. She is
Well,
something.
Manuel's.
That girl, I don't know. I feel like there's a couple of screws loose there.
I
True.
like Amanda. I think that. What's the word? I think she's probably what you call a man eater.
Oh yeah.
Like, I think that I like her
Yeah,
though.
like she's
I
pretty
like her
and
though.
she knows it type girl.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. She takes.
Yes.
See, okay, so the story with Amanda, I don't know if everyone knows this, but the guy that she remember when she was on the show with Rosvan and she had a husband that passed
Right.
away. So the husband worked at Hooters as the general manager, and
Hmm.
Amanda worked as one of the waitresses at Hooters. And again, I guess the story is, he was married
Hmm.
with children,
Oh.
and Amanda liked him, so she saw what she liked, and she took him and she took him away from his family. So a lot of people, disliked her because of that situation or whatever. But but that doesn't that strikes me as something that she would do. She sees it, she likes it, she takes it. And
Hmm.
women who knows that they're hot and they know they can
Right.
have it, that's exactly what they
And
do.
you know what made me
See,
stop
I'm
liking her
sorry.
was when she started liking or posting with E. Scott. I was done with her at that point.
Oh
Yeah, when
yeah,
she was doing bullshit skits and stuff.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. After that point, I
The
was done.
Scots. It didn't help her either, though. That Scott skit, it didn't do
It really
anything.
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah, yeah. She was like, she was lying to me in the DMs about that too. Like, if she was at least honest with me in the DMs, like I would at least like could respect the shtick. But she was even bullshitting in the DMs with Shabooty. You don't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting. I don't know why.
Shabooty gonna cut a bitch.
Right. Hey, I never shot anybody. I never shot at anybody.
Well, I'm just shocked that they shot at each other. I mean, the whole story that you told me was just scary because the only thing I was gonna ask, let me tell y'all how honest, like how innocent this was gonna go. All I was gonna say was after first Joe and you were with second Joe, I was gonna ask when you took off your shirt to have sex and he saw Joe on your back, was he gonna say, "Wait, you got my name tattooed on your back"? That was all I was gonna ask. And then when you explained the situation, that's the most irrelevant question at this point.
Right. Right. And matter of fact, I really think that the second Joe got mad every time he seen that tattoo because he
Ah,
wanted
there it
to
is.
add to
There it
it. He
is.
wanted to add to it. He was like, you know what? I'm going to do some other stuff with it, because he used to do tattoos. And so he was
So
like,
who's
I want to add to it, maybe some flowers and things. I was like, no, because you're going to fuck my shit up. I know it.
on in the 90-day universe? Who's your dream Hispanic
Oh
man?
my gosh. Let's see. To be
And
honest, I kind of like a bad guy. I really do. I don't know why. They
like who
No,
though?
you don't.
Johan or
Yeah.
something?
You don't say. You don't
Yeah, I
say.
kind of like a bad guy.
I mean, you just told us about two people that shot at each
Right?
other. You don't
Right?
say.
So wait, so do you like Johan or who?
No, I can't
Wilson.
stand his ass. No, he's
Okay.
another dealie that the black African guy I told you guys all about with the big schlong.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's all he is to me. He's so charming, and he knows his penis goes down to his knees, and so he knows he's going to get any girl he wants, and that's exactly how the guy was I dealt with.
Hmm.
True.
He was the same way. He knew he had that, so that was going to get him any girl he wanted.
Well, what we'll have to do for the next show is we could do like a tour like a like a bracket, like a tournament bracket, and we could put all the like Hispanic men in the 9-day universe, and we could have Lana go through the bracket and pick her
That's right.
favorites.
You can show them to me, and I'll definitely tell you. I'll
True.
definitely tell you.
Huh.
That's for damn sure.
Yeah,
True.
we'll definitely do
My
that.
matter
We'll
of
have
fact,
to add
my
like
daughter
a.
just told me the other day, Mom, when are you going to broaden your horizons? For God's sake.
Well, at least date a guy whose name isn't
Right?
Joe. You
Right?
know,
Am I right?
don't lock yourself into this that one
Yeah,
name.
it's so crazy how that it just ended up that way. It was just weird, you know?
Mhm.
It was the weirdest thing. And I have one son, and I'll be damned if I was going to name him Joe.
Well,
No,
no, you gotta break.
his name is Michael.
You gotta break this.
His name is Michael, far away from Joe.
True. I think we lost Coco somewhere. I don't know.
Oh, did we? Oh, yeah. You're right. We did. I don't know what happened. I won.
I think her man was like, what's taking so long?" And then I think I heard her say, "We're almost done," and then she dropped
Oh,
off.
I think her man wants some.
Attention.
Yeah,
I
after the man heard all Alana's stories, he's like, "I'm ready to whip you around
Yeah,
the
Right?
bedroom a little bit."
yeah. I think I know where she's at right now.
Mhm.
Yep.
I,
So you guys just learned a whole new piece of me.
True.
yeah. Oh, it's not what I expected at
Yep.
all.
That's me, boy. Is that me?
Well, yeah. Think of more crazy stories to tell us
You
next week
got
or
it.
next
You
time,
got it.
because it seems like there's always a layer of onion to peel
Oh,
off
it's
with
so
you.
much. So much.
Yeah.
True. All right, George. Should we end it there? Because it's been 3 hours now.
Yeah, we're gonna end it, guys. It's been a 3 hour 90 Day Fiance Fridays. So we're gonna end it now. It's now Saturday.
Exactly.
So.
Well, great show, guys. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for adding the popcorn ending,
You
Lana.
got it. Anytime.
Yeah.
True.
Lana never disappoints. Thank you.
Yeah, again, thanks for this will be on tomorrow. It'll be up on Spotify and podcast under 90 Day Fiance Fridays podcast. And then also, if anyone listens to this recording like in your car or something interesting, take a photo and send it to me, and then I'll like retweet your tweet.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes. We love to see it. Show us all the places that you listen.
Cool.
Yeah.
We love to see that.
All right. Good night, guys.
True.
Everybody have a good night.
All right. Have a good night,
guys.
everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Peace.